It was the scientific marvel of the century, a mighty juggernaut to blast through the solid rock of the Earth's mantle.
Well, if we're not on Earth, Doc, then where the hell are we?
From my observations, dear friend, I can positively state that we are under it.
Behind a barrier of molten lava, an empire ruled by winged creatures like guardians of the gates of hell.
Mayhas rule Pellucidorian.
Why haven't you risen up and fought the Mayhas?
They're evil.
Nourished by the flesh of sacrificial maidens.
You cannot mesmerize me. I'm British.
Edgar Rice Burroughs at the Earth's core.
I have a firm grip upon your trousers, David.
Welcome, everybody, to Midnight Cinema. I am Art Hennessy in San Diego.
Yes, and my dear boy, I am Erik Rodenheiser here in historic Salem, Massachusetts. And let me say, Art, I am so excited to go on this journey with you to the Earth's core. Art.
Well,
I'll say your name a million times, Art. Art.
Good to have you, Dr. Abner Perry, on this journey.
Yes, good to be here, my dear boy. So, I am in Salem. I'm not at the Earth's core, sadly. Not yet.
We're on our way, Eric. We're on our way to the Earth's core.
On this journey.
Yes. So, as you may have been able to tell from Eric's brilliant interpretation of Peter Cushing's performance in this week's movie, we are talking about At the Earth's Core, a 1976 movie directed by Kevin Connor, starring Doug McClure, Peter Cushing, and Carolyn Munro.
Oh. I'm sorry, you'd think that would be me making that noise for Peter Cushing, which I do normally, but oh my gosh. Carolyn Munro.
We may talk about Carolyn Munro in the future. There's a few other things that Star Crash is one of her other movies. Yes, so we may talk about Carolyn Munro in the future. And one of my favorite Bond movies, Spy Who Loved Me. She's also
she's actually acting in that one. No, she's also in Sinbad, Golden Voice of Sinbad. Or sorry. I'm sorry, Art. I'm beguiled by her beauty.
So in my introduction, the oddest thing for me in my introduction about this movie is the year of its release that surprised me.
What year is that, Art?
1976, which when you start watching this movie, you would think that you are watching something from, say, the early 60s. And I was just really surprised. 1976. It's a production of Amicus Productions. Think of them as they were the rival to Hammer horror films.
Oh, they're the rival.
So a lot of anthology movies that you probably recognize, Eric, during that time period, like The House That Dripped Blood, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, From Beyond the Grave, Torture Garden was one of them, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. These were all horror anthology films back in the mid to late 60s.
Wait a minute. So is Peter Cushing, is he slutting from the other? Is that the right term? What's he doing? Is he
probably
moonlighting? He's moonlighting. I said slutting.
But him and Lee, they would be in these movies as well.
Oh, you mean
Christopher Lee? Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Yeah, they would be in these movies as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So the reason I bring that up is, so this movie was released July 1976. So we talk a lot of horror on this show. This is more in the sci-fi realm. This movie.
This is not horror. Oh, well, let's not do it. No, I don't want to do it.
But I want you to guess that summer, what was the number one horror movie?
What year? What is it?
76.
76. The number one horror movie? Rosemary's Baby.
Well, I think that you're in the right ballpark.
Am I?
With Rosemary's Baby.
The Omen.
The Omen. Dead on.
Nailed it. I am a horror aficionado. Yay. The Omen.
So I want you to think about, these are the movies that are out in theaters that audiences are flocking to that year. Rocky, All the President's Men, The Omen, a few years earlier, I think we had The Exorcist. Star Wars is only a couple of years off. Star Wars is 77, right? So that's like just
so let me ask you this then, Art, because Star Wars is a couple years off, right? How long do you think it took to actually get Star Wars in the can? Because I have to point out as we go on through this movie some similarities here. And I thought, did George Lucas watch this movie? And then he was like, that's a good idea.
Well, I'm going to point out as we go on, these are a lot of tropes that have been around for a long time, even as far back as the written material that this movie is based on.
Stop.
Yes.
No,
yes.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop it. Can you just tell people what a trope is again? Because I'm so sick of hearing you say that word. Wait, Finley, my daughter's here. Finley, come here for a second. Get over here. She's 21. Finley, what is a trope? What's the definition of a trope? I don't effing know, because Art says it all the time on this podcast, and it started to make me angry. What's a trope?
I consider my definition of a trope is something that's overdone in media to make a point or statement or evoke some sort of feeling or emotion, and it's like a tool or a setup, something like that that's just used too often to the point where it's like it becomes predictable and takes you out of the experience of a movie when you see it.
Oh my God, that is so long. You sound like Art Hennessy. Is that right? Is she right?
That's 100% right.
Oh, shut up. Oh, yay. We're all smart. Okay, great. Shut up. That's my daughter, Finley.
So the reason I point this out, Eric, is pressing play on this movie and it starts. It's a period piece, clearly.
It is a period piece.
It is a total period piece. But I went down a rabbit hole of where were we in culture right at this moment with movie culture. So we're prior to Star Wars sort of reinventing everything just a couple of years, and then we would have Close Encounters sort of at the same time. So sci-fi has yet to sort of undergo that transformation cinema-wise into the next era. So we're still sort of in that realm of sci-fi that's sort of pegged to a different era, with the technology hasn't quite advanced, where the special effects and visual effects are getting incredibly professional. And so this movie has a lot in it that makes you feel like it's of an other time. So it's just strange. It makes it strange for me to see that it was released when it was.
And this is a movie that I forced you to watch again. And I'd like to take this moment to say, Dwayne, I'm sorry that you might have had to pay for this movie, but you know what? It was available on Tubi, and I like this movie. So F you guys. What? I'm going to close this door because my whole family has come alive. As soon as I started the podcast, there's like a marching band downstairs.
So Eric, so you like this movie? This is a movie that you enjoy and you like. And I'm not saying that to be like I'm surprised.
What does that mean? First of all, what? Okay, I watched this movie when I was probably, I don't know, 13. I don't know. No, when did it come out?
76.
70. No, I was probably, maybe 13. And I didn't see it in the theaters.
Seen a little bit later, a little bit later than its release.
And I was just, what is this? And I relived it. And now you and I get to talk about it, and all our listeners can be like, at the Earth's what? What are you guys talking about?
Well, Eric, I know you've mentioned a few of these films before. It's sort of a series of 3 films that they made. They're not actually sequels to each other, but there's a group of 3 films that this director and I think Doug McClure, right, made together.
Yes.
Do you know the titles of them then?
Yes, I do.
Yes. What are they?
The Land That Time Forgot.
Mm-hmm.
The People That Time Forgot.
Yes.
At the Earth's core. Doug McClure, by the way, just sort of a kind of a cameo in The People That Time Forgot. Because it was so good, they said, you know what, we got to do a sequel.
Right.
Yeah.
And I checked out those other movies, by the way, after watching this one.
You didn't.
There are similarities to the type of movie that these are.
Did you watch them?
I started to just to kind of get a feel for what they were.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't go all the way through, but I wanted to get an idea.
This one's like The Land That Time Forgot, except they started. They were introduced to gummies before they started writing it. It'd be cool, man.
Well, this is interesting because it's based on an Edgar Rice Burroughs novel.
Yeah. Did you read it?
It's a series. I did. I went and read it after
I
watched this.
Listen, okay.
It's not a long read. It's a fast read.
I bet.
But it's very fast. Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't think you're devoted to this podcast,
no, but
you read At the Earth's
I read
Core?
At the Earth's Core.
Wow.
I think published like 1907 or something like that.
And I just looked at stills of Carolyn Monroe. So that was my homework. I'm like, well, I have to see the stills.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, of course, the author of Tarzan. And the author of the John Carter series. So he's contributed a lot to popular culture in the world over time. His books are now in public domain, so I'm surprised they're not making more of them. But there was a time that he was, they were sort of mining all of that.
Come on, At the Earth's Core with a budget, rated R.
We'll talk about it. And
are we talking? We're going to talk through this, right? Are we talking through the?
We're going to talk through. Let's do it.
You guys, listen. All of you you saw it, so there's some cool shit in this movie. Okay, so if you've never seen this movie, and I talked to a good friend of mine before we are doing the podcast. Hello, James Lurgio. You better listen to this. But Nightmare Gallery, big horror movie fan, and he's like, is that a play At the Earth's Core? I'm like, you haven't seen
Can you imagine a musical?
It would be awesome.
A Broadway musical.
We're doing all these as musicals, Art. We are pitching all of these podcasts.
Can you imagine?
Maybe not The Shining.
Score. So yeah, it's based on an Edgar Rice Burroughs novel, and the movie, believe it or not, Eric, sticks pretty close to the events in the novel.
Does it?
It does. It sticks pretty close to the events of the novel. The way it portrays them are not quite the same. But
creatures, did they describe the creatures in the book? Or would you say that the movie accurately?
No. That's kind of where I want to start. But actually, we'll wait till we get to some of the creatures in this movie.
You said something, Art, that's very interesting to me because you said that Edgar Rice Burroughs also did John Carter of Mars, right? And Tarzan. And this movie has a weird subplot, and it's a little like Meet Tarzan, You Jane type of thing.
Right.
Isn't it?
Right.
It's like Meet John Carter, You My Princess. Isn't there a thing going on here with...
There is a thing that was very common in Edgar Rice Burroughs novels going through. And
do you think that he went around his house, Edgar Rice Burroughs went around his house without a shirt all the time being like, oh.
But for a period there, it's sort of at the end of the 1800s and at the start of the 1900s, Eric. Isn't it funny that we call it the 1900s now? The start of the 1900s, you had a lot of journeys to the inside the earth novels. Like think about Jules Verne, right? Journey to the Center of the Earth. And this was Edgar Rice Burroughs putting in his sort of version of that. This idea of going down into the center of the earth and finding things down there.
Yes, which is a problem, Art, because we all know that at the center of the earth, there's Godzilla and King Kong live there. So, no, but also the center of the earth is magma, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
How can you can't go to the center.
See, everybody listening to this show who hasn't seen the movie here. That is what you would expect, isn't it? That it was liquid hot magma.
Yeah. Why would you go there?
Of the earth.
I mean, stupid, really.
Right.
So are we starting the journey?
We'll start. Let's start how this movie opens. This is where 1976. This makes sense. It opens where we're watching liquid hot magma. We keep saying that, but we're watching steel being red hot, being poured, liquid steel everywhere, with a dark background, and it's synth music.
Oh,
that is the score. Wow. Yeah, and you're watching all this stuff, and then it sort of segues into showing you that this is all being done in a big, almost like a shipyard where
Yes.
something's being built. And then the music immediately kicks into something, like I said, you'd think from like the late 50s or early 60s, maybe.
It was
Score?
adventure-y.
Adventure-y.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. And that caught me off guard because I was like, okay, 70s, I think I'm getting it. They're going to journey at the Earth's core with the synthy stuff. And then all of a sudden, we're seeing guys with big mustaches hammering things. They got their costumes like they just walked off the set of like
working hard on something. They're working
they
hard.
walked off the set of The Music Man, like their community production, The Music Man.
Yes, we're smashing the metal, and here it goes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And we sort of get right into it. It doesn't really take a lot of time for them to build up to this. It's a big to-do. There's a huge scaffolding built and something that looks like a missile aimed at a mountain.
That's the mole.
The iron mole.
The iron mole.
The iron mole. And we're introduced to our two heroes here. So Doug McClure is here, and Doug McClure gets an award here on this episode.
God. Right.
Doug McClure gets the 2-time popcorn bucket. We have discussed Doug McClure on one other movie, Humanoids from the Deep.
Oh, yes, this is our first popcorn bucket award, right?
Yes, this is our first award. He's a 2-timer.
Yep.
Here on Midnight Cinema. So Doug McClure is playing David Innes, and we get the idea as he's talking. He's talking to Dr. Abner.
Yes, that's correct. And you just refer to him as Doc Art, but he says, I want to point out that he says the other character's name over and over and over. David. If you ever thought you're going to forget Doug McClure's character's name, Peter Cushing's going to tell you in like 16 seconds. David.
Yeah.
David.
Peter Cushing, just a couple of years away from Star Wars here, playing Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars.
Say Peter Cushing in this. If you're a Peter Cushing fan, if nothing else, you have to watch this film because he never stops. He is fantastically chewing away. Even when you first see him and you don't know who he is, he's on a blue screen looking at the mole being made. It's a blue screen, and he's just there going, hup, hoo, hup, making all these. I'm like, good for you, man. You're acting with the tennis ball. Good job.
He looks the quintessential Victorian scientist.
So good.
Man of academia. And he has glasses and an umbrella with like a duck's head on it, I think, the umbrella.
Let's go of that umbrella for the entire film.
No, he makes a point of it.
Yes, he's got to keep it. He's got to keep it out.
So here's the deal. So Dr. Abner Perry is obviously a big scientist, and he has had this idea that he can create this huge contraption, the iron mole, that will be able to tunnel through the earth. And how does Doug McClure come into this? He's David Innes, and he is from what I got, I read the book afterwards, but from what you get from the movie is he is the heir to some sort of mining family, some sort of family that is industrialists. But he wasn't a good student. He was Doc's student at college, and it took him a long time to get through the engineering courses and everything. So we get the feeling that he has the money. He's the money guy, and he's the one who's.
While we're there, Art, while you're saying that, this is Doug McClure. Okay, so in my opinion, Doug McClure is the sort of heavy. He's like the leading man heavy. And in this one, it opens up with him desperately trying to be like an upper class. Where are they? Are they in?
Yeah.
Are they in the UK? Are they?
Well, the ending, we're going to have a real question about what the heck is going on. Yes, I got the feeling that they were. It seems like they're in America with those mountains and everything that they're in. It didn't really indicate. But I know that you're right. Doug McClure does not really come off because you're supposed to get the feeling that this is sort of a playboy type of.
Is that what it is?
Scion to a big industrialist family, and so he's sort of the guy who's parties with women, or so. I think that's the vibe we're supposed to get. But he has the money, and he's given. He's funded this big exploration, and this is the maiden launch of this iron mole. And I will say, there is a huge crowd for the launch of the iron mole, or at least they're trying to make us think it's a huge crowd. It's a few people in front of a blue screen, as you said, with the iron mole in the background, and they're watching it.
But the iron mole is an actual miniature.
Yes.
Miniature. It's
which
miniature.
is pretty good. It's
pretty good.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I can see how this sparked my youthful excitement, seeing this giant drill that's going to go into the center of the earth.
Right. And so people are betting with David McInnes's friends.
Yeah,
are
it's a
like,
race.
I'll bet you we'll get to the other side of this mountain before you do on our coach. And
while we're doing this, because I had the subtitles on, I don't know why, but it's an extra. It's clearly a background player. And Peter Cushing turns to the guy and goes, "Thank you, Winterbottom."
Yes.
Yes. It's just, he called somebody Winterbottom.
Throughout the movie, Peter Cushing is going to be doing things like that.
Oh.
Some of these expressions. Now, some of them are in the book. This is how Dr. Abner talks in the book. Some of these things that he says.
I thought he must have improvised like 75% of this dialogue.
Doc in this book is a kind of a character you got a lot in fiction back then. If you think about H.G. Wells types of things, you'd have a hero, but there'd always be like a doctor or a scientist alongside of them experiencing these things so that they could go like, oh, that seems like something that would be out of this era, or oh, that's interesting. They would be observing these strange things, but give us sort of the scientific or pseudo-scientific explanation.
So interesting, Art. It's so interesting.
Yeah, so he's that type of a character.
Well, I really did think that he improvised most of those lines, but maybe Peter Cushing, because he's an avid actor, read that entire book and he's like, "There's some great lines in here, David."
Possibly.
Right? Can we add this line?
Possibly. I thought so. There are definitely little things that he does we're going to mention as we go on that I'm sure you are thinking the same as me. I'm like, did he just add that on there?
Yes. And I know we discussed
off.
So much happens when the mics aren't on, Art, but we discussed just doing this podcast at both of us playing him, because it would just be, and then the scene happens, Art, and you'd be like, "Yes, Erik."
Well, credit to him. You mentioned it's a great performance. If you like Peter Cushing as an actor, when you've seen him before, see this movie, because it is actually worth it for his performance all the way through. It is delightful.
It is. He is delightful. Good, you nailed it.
It is an incredibly full performance. He is this character, and it's unique and funny and genuinely engaging. Without him, I don't know what this movie would be, Erik.
I think so. I think he is the glue in this movie. And you did point out, you said a couple years later, he's going to play Grand Moff Tarkin, right?
Yes.
So let's just remember to explore that, because I swear to God that George Lucas watched this movie and he was talking with Peter Cushing. He's like, "Peter, do you think this idea would be good for Star Wars?" Like, "What's Star Wars?" "Well, it's a thing, and I want you to be in it, but I got some ideas." I think he stole some ideas. I'm going to say it. I think that George Lucas stole ideas.
Well, Erik,
from
here's something to add to your conspiracy theory. At the Earth's Core, filmed at Pinewood Studios in England. What else was filmed a lot on Pinewood Studios?
Whoa, wait. Wow. What? Whoa. Was Return of the Jedi filmed at Pinewood Studios? Was it?
I think a lot of Star Wars was filmed there, yeah.
Art, we got something here, buddy. We have got something here.
At the Earth's Core, conspiracy.
At the Earth's Core, Revenge of the Sith. No, whatever those guys are called. Revenge of the Sarlacc. What are they called?
Oh my gosh.
We're ready to go drill into the earth, right?
We are, because they go up, and this is that aesthetic, Erik. it's the steampunk, right? Aesthetic when we get inside this mole, right? Would you call it that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they are drilling into a mountain with no regard for the repercussions to nature here. They're like, no, we'll just drill right through it as a test before we go into the earth.
But I love it. It's the idea of this big piece of technology, but on the inside, there's like a lamp with a green shade. Everything's this not like it's fine wood. Like everything is really fine wood with brass instruments and knobs, and the seats are beautiful. The seats that they're sitting in, and it's a very interesting aesthetic. It reminded me of we've talked on this podcast before. We may do this movie at some point, Time After Time. H.G. Wells has his time machine.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time machine. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful time machine. It's this type of aesthetic. I think it's like
very Jules Verne. It's very Nautilus.
Yeah. Yes, the Nautilus. Yeah.
But they did go to some great effort to make the interior of this thing. I love that it's just two guys, never ever done this before. And they're like, oh, let's go. He's like, all right, Doc, let's go through. He's got a cigar.
Yeah. Before they start, Dr. Abner's like, what is that smoke coming from? Where is it coming from?
See, I thought, well, I'm going to be on top of this. You'll be like, oh, funny lines. But you probably... There's so many lines.
It's hard not to do.
Oh my God.
Hard. We're going to refrain. Though.
We're not.
Save it for the good ones.
No, we got nothing else. We're going to talk about the awesome lines as we go. But one of them's like, oh, yes, the smoke. It's just hilarious.
But the way this thing works, we should say the model, it has this drill on the front, and then he activates these cool things on the side of it.
Yes.
That
what are they called?
Do you know what they're called? I can't remember.
I'll tell you what they're called.
Crawlers.
Yes.
The crawlers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring in the crawler banks, David. Like they have, and you can see how this might work.
Yeah, like
it's got a big ass drill on the front, and for horror fans, it reminds me of Puppet Master, the drill head guy. Driller, is that his name? He's
oh yeah.
He's one of the puppets. He's got a drill. So I thought, it was very technically exciting for me.
Then you must have got more excited, Eric, as it goes on. You're getting ready for penetration.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying I am really trying. Really trying here. We're going to drill the earth, David. Going to give it a good drilling.
Yes. And so they pull up the monitors, the visual things, and they get from all different angles, including the front. They engage, and they start heading the mountain. And what I like about this is they go in, and it is such a shock to the whole system as soon as that drill hits that they have to back off. I kind of like that the movie adds that little bit in, because you could have had it just starting and going into the mountain, but they add the bit that it hits it, and then they're like, whoa, we got to back off and go in again.
My wife listened to The Shining. She said, I really loved it. She said, I thought you maybe went a little too far with the sex humor. And I was like, oh, come on. And now here we are talking about, pull out.
What are we supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do? It's Edgar Rice Burroughs. It's his fault. It's not ours.
It's not.
It's not. They're doing it on purpose.
These are the movies we have to watch, Eric. They're not. It's not like we choose to do this.
People of the innuendos that they may have missed. It's our duty to show them that Edgar Rice Burroughs was a womanizer.
So they start heading down into the it shows. So we got the screens on the side, and then we can see the rock sort of turning on all these screens, and they're going down. And then they have a little navigation thing on the side that shows the layers of the earth, and they're going down. So Eric,
it's a little line that shows you
where they're going.
Like what happens if they turn left or right? Does it ruin the rest of the?
Yeah, it's only up or down.
Right.
It seems.
Yeah.
So Eric, you can explain to me. So I think the original mission that they were going on was to drill almost like when we first sent people to space. The first things were putting them into space and then into orbit, then eventually on the moon. This first go, they're just trying to go through this one mountain, right?
Yes.
And get to the other side
Yes.
of the mountain. That's what they're planning.
Which, if I remember correctly, may or may not be Montana. But basically what they're doing is they're destroying the infrastructure of a mountain for science before they go into the Earth's core. But there's no map. All they have is the Earth's core. So I'm trying to find their map where they're just to go straight forward.
Yeah.
But that was the goal. There was a test run through the mountain. Some guy's going to get like $50 or whatever if he wins on horseback or something. But yeah.
Right. And so they're going down and things start going wrong pretty quickly. Things start going wrong. They start to head straight down.
Yes, Art, confounded contraption. Yes. That's what's happening.
And I will say that both Doc and David here are very calm for what's happening. They're going deeper into the Earth, and Doc is staying relatively in control. He's staying like, oh, confound it, this thing.
He's more frustrated.
Straighten her out. He's more frustrated than in deep danger. But the problem is, you get close to the Earth's core, it gets really hot. Yeah. So their temperature gauge is going up and up and up and up.
Yep.
And of course they're just using red light to show us that it's getting warmer.
Yes. And he's really good at it. Peter Cushing's really good at it. But he's very theatrical about this whole thing. He's like, oh, David.
He's pulling at his collar. His hair is now crazy. Yes. His hair is all in strands everywhere. And David's trying to, and then he passes out, and then David passes out from the heat. And the way they're disorienting us, they actually do an okay job here. They have a handheld camera, and they're kind of swooping it around this little cockpit. So going sort of over Peter Cushing's face, and then over Doug McClure's on the floor now. And a cabinet door keeps hitting him in the head, I noticed in this shot, because it's half open. And they keep like looping around. And at one point, Peter Cushing falls forward onto the control board because he's just a loose pile of whatever. And then they wake up because it starts getting cooler.
It starts getting too cool. Now picture this, Art, because Peter Cushing, we've already established, he's Grand Moff Tarkin. Can you imagine if he chose this characterization for Grand Moff Tarkin when he's doing about the Death Star? Now you will see, the power of this Death Star. Oh, what's going on? Confound this contraption. Oh, it's hot. Darth Vader. I mean, can you imagine? Now, Princess Leia, I don't want to have to tell you again. I'm very disappointed.
Oh yes, release him, Vader. Release him, Vader.
Release him. If it's not too much trouble. Yes, but it gets colder, and they are putting some, I would say, production value into this because you can see it's colder in there.
Yes, and so this wakes them up, but they're trying to go up again. So they've gone down, and now they're starting to head back up.
Yes, before they get to the magma, they've turned a little bit somehow.
Yeah,
and as a kid, when's the last time you saw this? Have you ever seen this, Art?
No, this is my first time.
Oh,
definitely my first time.
My God, I just love doing this to you.
I know when you get,
because I want you to live. I want you to live through me. Somehow
you want to live through me.
Yeah. Oh, see, I'm turning it around.
Like,
yeah.
Yes,
I so do.
You want to live through my eyes.
Did you have any
seeing this for the first time?
And intrepidation? Like, oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cold. Now they're going through an underground river now.
Well, that's what happens next. It's all water all over the place, and we must be in some kind of underground lake.
And the very simple effects, because you can see the water going through.
Correct.
And I will point out that I didn't go on this ride. I'm very disappointed that I haven't been there yet. I just don't want to take the flight there. But Disney Japan has a Journey to the Center of the Earth ride.
Oh.
And they also have an underwater ride like Atlantis. And they do that. All it is bubbles on a screen. And they're doing it with this. And I thought this would be a cool ride. If you get in there.
And a little note just to say, as they come out of the heat, they go from the heat to the cold and everything's frozen. But the way this is good filmmaking actually here is they cut a few seconds later, they dissolve to the instruments, and we see they're all that frost is a little bit dissolved, so we know the temperature's coming up. They're not cold anymore, and it's coming up. So I was like, okay, they're going around with this
attention to detail.
So it is attention to detail. So I was like, okay, this is it's a little in the corny, realm of this, and I was feeling, but I'm like, okay, it's going on this journey. Where are we going? And then they hit something. It's a big shutter, and the thing just, it's almost like they hit a immovable object.
They did.
And that's it.
And you know what happens?
And the power goes out.
Yes, Art, it's a total power failure. I'll just get my umbrella.
So they get total power failure. So they're stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so you're stuck in the middle of the earth. You guys seem to be incredibly calm about the fact that you're stuck in the middle of the earth. And
they just opened the door.
So this is what I wanted to ask you, but this is what I wanted to ask you. This is where I was a little confused, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, did they assume they're done with their trip and they're outside? Because I think all the instruments are kind of damaged now.
Yes.
Is he assuming he's going to open up when he says, let's see where we are?
Yes.
David says.
Yes.
I think they've gone through the other side of the mountain,
yes.
right?
And then I forget what they exclaim, but it's something along the lines of, this doesn't look like blankety blank.
Yeah. So they open up the door. Yeah, they open up the door, and this is the first time we get that. They picked a certain light, a blue, like a purplish. Like, how would you describe it? I don't know.
Describe it as a glow in the dark mini golf lighting.
It's like and that's going to be the sky of this place. It's sort of the dominant, and it's going to sort of filter the dominant color scheme or color grade of what we're going to see out here.
Yeah, a lot of purple.
But it's different. I'll give them that, the idea, and we're going to understand what this is in a little bit. But they go outside, and instantly we're in a jungly atmosphere. Like we're in sort of jungle, prehistoric. The plants seem really big. Some plants look better than others, special effects wise. It's a real potpourri, Eric, of stuff.
It looks like Alice in Wonderland when she shrunk down to the caterpillar, but she had smoked some serious weed before looking at the environment, because there's some things down there that are not, there's like giant, they look like giant caviar, not caviar, but grapes or something. There's some big weird plants everywhere. And then
noticing you hear mosquito sounds on the soundtrack.
Yes.
And Doug McClure's got to be like, oh, he ducks a little, watch out, Doc. And he points up, and we don't see the creatures, but they look like big wasp nests. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be.
Maybe.
But the soundtrack, Eric, sounds like mosquitoes. So I was a little confused, and already I'm like,
like there were other sounds out there. It was like, wah, wah. There was all kinds of.
There's a lot. They're doing a lot. And like I said, some things they're walking by look like you're at Storyland in Massachusetts, and other things you're like, oh, that's cool the way they did that plan.
Storyland on acid. Where is Storyland, Art?
Storyland's in New Hampshire.
For kids, right?
It's for kids.
Which is a trip in itself.
Right?
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. I'm going to scare your kids for the rest of their lives. It's very interesting. I've been there way too many times.
Yeah. But so they're hiking through the jungle, and
he's still smoking a cigar. Art. Doug McClure is not letting go of this prop.
And Doug McClure, like you pointed out right at the top, his performance, I think he doesn't quite know what he's supposed to do here.
No, this is where he drops it. This is where he drops the whatever you were saying, the dandyish or the whatever he's doing, or when he drops that cigar, he's back to Doug McClure. Like, hey, adventure. And I want to point out that they're both in very nice outfits. They're in he's in a bowler hat You know, like what you see at the Derby. He's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
cha-cha, and he's got that.
He's got a vest and
But the jacket that he wore, what was he
with
looked
the with the large stripes, yeah.
It looked like
I said, it looks like a musical, like
Guys and Dolls.
you know, like Guys and Dolls or something like that, right? And Peter Cushing has on, you know, a sort of like tails, like a black jacket with tails, and then
he had a top hat,
and
and his umbrella,
that type of stuff.
And he wants you to know, Art, that we are we're not on Earth, but I could positively state that we are under it.
Yes, I have that line written down. I'm looking at it right now, and he, like I said, this is him going like, "What an incredible sight! Look at that!" And he's sort of narrating all the weird things that they're seeing. And then Erik,
Yes.
and then,
oh my God,
then the first creature appears.
Yes.
The first,
and
we're going to see the first monster.
It is
the first terrifying creature that's on this planet.
It is a horrible creature. And you know how I love to do the sounds of the creatures? I couldn't replicate this for you, so I recorded it for you.
Okay.
This is the sound of the horrific monster. Should we describe the monster first, or should we hear the sound?
Well, it appears, and it is...
What is it, Art? What is it?
For those of you who have not seen this movie yet, the best way I can start the description is sort of like, you know, when a police sketch artist, Erik, starts with the basics. Let's start with the basics. It looks like, you know, the bald eagle on the Muppets, the bald eagle, Sam the Eagle. Yes. Let's start. That's sort of the general idea of its head. Right?
Yes.
Is Sam the bald eagle.
Yeah. Yes. And it looks like like it's a Muppet. Its mouth can't close. So it's one of those, it's if a parrot had a slack jaw, like, oh.
And it's got
body like
and
that.
the head has no like movement to it. So it can't turn its head like side to side.
Is it an animatronic, Art? Is it a puppet? What are you seeing here? Because this is the first time you've seen it. So,
well, we mentioned earlier, Erik, you said a Carolyn Munro performance was in a Sinbad movie. So the first place my mind went to is I'm like, they don't have Ray Harryhausen on this movie.
No, they don't. But you know what? There are some guys that were visiting from Japan who had worked on a very good, famous film. And they're like, can you guys help us out? And they're like, I think we can. Do you have you got any rubber? Do you have a guy that's willing to sweat?
Oh my gosh. What Erik and I are trying to get across here it is like the old Godzilla. It's a rubber suit.
Oh my God.
And it's a bird / reptile creature. Like,
yes,
it's supposed to be something prehistoric.
Yes, it is.
I'm laughing saying it, Erik.
Godzilla and Rodan had a baby, and this is the result. But there was some paternity problems because it could have been Gamera that was the father. You don't know because this kid doesn't look like any of them really. So I immediately, this was where I was like, what? Yay!
I was like, what is happening here? And as Erik said, it has a sound that it makes.
Yeah, I got it for you.
Yeah, you got to hear it. Let's play the sound. Yeah. Okay. Eric's gonna play the sound. It's like a and it knocking over the mushrooms. Like it's like it's wrecking a rainforest cafe.
It is. It's
right.
It's Godzilla ruining the rainforest. Art, look at my face. I didn't think I'd be this excited. I'm like red with. It's
tearing the shit out of a rainforest cafe,
and it lives there. Art, why is it so? Why is it being so awful?
It's like it's angry at the giant mushrooms. It comes up to the giant mushrooms and shoves them like it's a bully in the hallway at a high school. Oh, right?
It's like an angry neighbor. And he comes out. Get these sticks off my lawn.
Yeah.
You kids get out of here.
I told you for the last time. And so they God bless Peter Cushing and Doug McClure, because they have to act terrified of this thing.
They're
and
doing
acting
such a great job.
Yeah,
Such
and
a great job.
they're running through these things, the tall things, and so he gets the idea. Peter Cushing, Doug McClure says to Peter Cushing, go up. He boosts him up in this plant. Up on this plant. And mind you, the way that all this is happening is Peter Cushing and Doug McClure are in the foreground while they have this thing in the background on like a projection screen or a blue screen or something. And so the sizes are always off. You can't really tell how
You
big
don't know
this
how big
creature
this
is.
thing is.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't have like a really good idea of the size of it. So he boosts Peter Cushing up there, and I think the idea is I'll distract it, Doug McClure says. So Doug McClure is out there, and this is one of my favorite shots of the movie. Doug McClure is running alongside it. It's in back behind him, so that they have the projection screen, and Doug McClure is running, and the thing's on behind, like a side of him, but a little bit behind him, and it is so funny looking. And then Peter Cushing's on the plant, and the thing detects him on the plant and comes over, and it starts shaking the plant back and forth. So Peter Cushing has to pretend, the actor Peter Cushing has to pretend that he's on this plant that's shaking, and he's going, whoa, whoa. And like we said, his hair is all over the place, and
he's using
his
his
hair
umbrella.
is crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
Shoo.
He's using his umbrella to poke at it. They're trying everything in the book here. They got projections. They sometimes have the puppet head close to him, and you can see it's paper mache, or you can see, like you said, it's rubber, but you can see it. But they're trying. I'm seeing that they're trying everything in the book to make this work. So bravo to them, because it's not like they're just letting it go. They're trying. Maybe if we edit a lot, it'll look better. Maybe if we shoot it close up, and this goes on throughout the movie, I will say.
They do art. I want you to know that they did put a lot of effort into making sure that all of the creatures could blink.
Yes.
So this guy's blinking. Can't shut his mouth. But he's blinking. Looks like his baby legs. Like, when you have a baby and the baby's getting real fat at the beginning? Yeah. That's what that looked like. It looked like it had little Godzuki legs.
And this attack goes on for a long time.
It's a bit of time,
And this is a kind of a thing we see in a lot of these movies where you're exploring new worlds, Eric, is suddenly there's a big attack that comes at you in the beginning.
Right away.
Think of even Avatar, that big creature like a jaguar comes after him right in the begining when he's experiencing.
Yeah, Avatar had a lower budget too. So
this reminded me a lot of Avatar. But Doug McClure is going to run into some quicksand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, all of these spears start being thrown. And here's what you're talking about, which I didn't know, Art. Now I'm seeing it, is the size difference, because the spears that are being chucked at this thing, and it seems like it's a 4-year-old throwing something at something else, because they are like,
they're not,
but they're hitting its body, and so now this creature is somehow reduced in size, unless whatever's throwing the spears is super large.
Yes. But they're not, as Eric said, they're just not doing anything. And so then suddenly a rope gets thrown to Doug McClure.
Yeah, because he's in the quicksand,
So he's in the quicksand. Yep. And so a rope gets thrown and he gets pulled out, but out of the frying pan into the fire, right? He's taken captive. He's taken captive by these people. Now these people, they're shorter people. I don't know if you notice, they're kind of shorter than all the other characters. Did they cast people who are just shorter? Because they don't look like they're dwarfs or little people.
They're definitely shorter. And what I noticed in The Land That Time Forgot is also in that movie, a lot of the people that lived on the island, like I forget what they called them, Gulu, Mulu. They were all shorter people. And these guys were also short, but you don't really notice that because you're soaking in...
So they have a
visual.
They have a face.
Go ahead, describe it, Art.
That is like
first
the
time.
face. Well, the first thing that jumped to mind when I saw that face were the faces. If anybody out there, we have a lot of fans in this audience who probably remember the Twilight Zone episode "Eye of the Beholder,"
Ooh.
where
call.
at the end the woman gets the bandages off, and she looks at the all of the doctors and the nurses, and they all have that face. But it reminded me kind of that face. Now, this is the thing I will say about these people that are taking them captive, Eric. I wanted you to say is, at first I was like, oh, they have these weird faces. But then as the movie progresses, I'm noticing that sometimes it looks like it comes down to just under their mouth. It's like a mask. And so I started to go, wait, are they wearing a mask, or do they not have enough budget to make it cover every person's face?
Well,
right?
In the other movie, the first awesome movie, The Land That Time Forgot, the indigenous cave people that are there, they have very similar makeup. They have a prosthetic nose, forehead, but the makeup seems to somehow stop because it doesn't match the rest of their body, so it's grayish.
Yeah.
So this is the way they probably went, hey, it worked in the other movie.
Well, because moving the mouth, right? Is that what it is? You want to, that's where you want to stop so that it's not ruining.
But they said, how can we make these guys look really scary? We'll make them look like retired, overweight, half pig men. Like they have a bowling alley that they go to when they're not fighting.
And Eric, here's the other one. I can't mimic how they sound.
Oh my gosh. That
right?
That was pretty good.
I was trying to figure out how to mimic that weird guttural halting, and then it sounds like it might be run backwards, right? Like the sound is then run backwards.
You nailed it. I didn't record it because I wanted to see how it would come out from one of our mouths, but I just kept thinking it's like Mars Attacks, but not.
And they take Doug McClure captive, and they've also already taken Doc captive. So, and then they're throwing them into a sort of a chain line of other humans. They notice there are other people that look like humans. It's like Planet of the Apes, right?
It is. But these
right
guys,
out of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, they're sort of dressed like, I would say, like medieval Monty Python, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have,
because they have spears and they have things like that, right?
The pig nose, but then, okay, George Lucas, pig nose, just pointing it out, reminds me of the guards a little bit in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
The pig guys.
No, I know the ones you're talking about.
Except these guys, for some reason, instead of helmets, they have what looks like balding cone heads. Like,
and you know what? You mentioning that, Eric.
Balding.
You mentioning that, I already can think of a scene from Return of the Jedi coming up later.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Conspiracy.
I didn't think of it, but
no new ideas, Art.
Right.
So, and these guys are called Sagoths, by the way.
Sagoths. Yeah.
You did such a great job of that point.
They take them captive, and like I said, it's like Planet of the Apes. There are other captives that they have that are human as well. So,
but sexy. They all seem to be
we immediately clock one. The women are super hot that are in this, just like in Planet of the Apes.
And they all...
The women captives are really hot.
And nobody cares about protecting their midriffs from the sun, apparently.
No.
It's like, how much can we show?
They're really... Yeah. So, and I think this is that exchange. And this was actually... I do want to talk about... There's like a little exchange here where... David says to Doc, they're having a little conversation. They're like, "Oh, this is strange. Most interesting, David. The Sagoths seem to be the superior species, but the other people seem to be more." And they have this exchange about who's the captor and who's the enslaved. Sort of like, well, the ones with all the power.
Yes.
You know, the ones who have the might or the brute force are the ones who get to be in power. And David says, same all over.
Yep. That's the power of aggression, my dear boy. Power of aggression.
All right. So Doc is clocking that really. It's an interesting exchange. But that was a big part of fiction of that time. So like think about Edgar Rice Burroughs, H.G. Wells. There was this idea of examining sociology and how things went. Like even if you think of War of the Worlds, it was sort of a response to, you're getting into the realm of like world wars that we were having during that time. And this idea of imperialism. So the idea of big countries, with all this industry go in and attack smaller countries or sort of take them over just by the idea that they're huge. And so War of the Worlds, if you think about it, was this idea of like, now we're that. Now, all, our industrialized Western world, now we're this. And so I think there's fiction of that time too that's dealing with this idea of who are the victors, who are the captors,
You're really
who are
going
these
deep
types of
into
things.
this with
No, but I happen to notice this one line in here. I don't know. I don't think the movie is too concerned with this. And to tell you the truth, I don't think that Edgar Rice Burroughs was that concerned with it either.
All he was concerned with is the mating rituals of the people who live in the center of the earth.
He's very concerned. Yeah. That's very in depth. Yeah. Because immediately Dia and Doug McClure, Dia. She's the hot raven-haired beauty of this class. And we realize immediately that they speak English.
Yes. But yet they have names like, they speak English very well, but they have names like Dia, Ra, Gufu, Champla, Glock, Schmippel.
Gawk, which is very confusing because we have Doc and Gawk.
Gawk and Gawk. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and did you notice she has the best eyes, Ms. Monroe, right? But she, all of a sudden, our viewers can't possibly see it. I'm so sorry, but she's looking at Doug McClure like this. Ready?
Oh, The two of them are exchanging looks.
My God.
But they're basically being marched in a sort of a baton death march.
Yeah, they're all chained together.
They're all chained together. And these annoying little sagots are like whipping them all the time. They just, like they're just prodding them with spears and whipping them. And they're really, really annoying.
Yet everyone still has nice hair, Art. Everyone's hair looks so good.
Right. And except for maybe Hooja, the sly one.
Oh, Hooja.
Who we're going to meet now.
The sly one.
Yes. So we're clocking that there's, David, Doug McClure and Dia are exchanging glances. But there's this other guy in the chain gang, a part of the Diaz group that they've been joined to.
Hooja.
And he keeps looking too. He doesn't look too happy.
No, he looks very sly. I have to ask you, artists, everybody, like, when do you get to have your own adjective added to your name? Like, you got Hooja, the sly one, then you introduce this.
You gotta get another
ugly one. So how come Dia's not? I'm Dia, this sexy one.
Well, Eric, Dia, we're gonna find out later. We can reveal it now. Is a princess.
She's a princess. Yeah.
How would we know she was a princess?
Because she's Carolyn Monroe. That's the only.
But also,
no other accoutrement. No,
she has a crown on her head when we meet her.
Does she?
She has a tiara on her head like Wonder Woman.
I thought it was just part of the. Wow. So she has to keep.
She's the only one. She's the only one in the whole group that has. And I'm like, why would those Sagots not have taken that thing like right off as like a treasure or something?
While we're there, then Art, they don't take Doc's umbrella either. They let him keep it. Right? Why they let him keep it? That's a serious mistake on their part. And all the while this is happening, Art, with Hooja, the sly one, and all while they're being marched.
Yeah. And then
stalker.
Yes. There's somebody watching them, Eric, that has a mohawk. It's like a boar, like Pumbaa from the Lion King or something.
It's Pumbaa if he was like a hoodlum.
Yeah. And he's watching them we see from the angles. We'll see him. Yes. And then we just have a little interaction here amongst the group. Hooja the sly one grabs Dia.
Oh, yeah.
And Doug McClure punches him, knocks him out. And I did kind of like this because it does make you think, what the hell's going on? Everybody stops, including the Sagots, right? Everybody stops. And the Sagots are even frozen, as if something has happened. Some big crazy thing has
big
happened.
faux pas, apparently. But the close-ups, even a Sagoth gets a close-up. And now that I think about it, the close-up is, picture Batman, except he decided to wear a pig face mask. He's got like the black eye makeup.
Yes.
But it's serious. The actor's like, huh? Yeah. Everybody. It's like a 20-minute scene.
Yes, everybody's frozen. And right away, Doug McClure can realize what's going on. And then Dia starts crying. Tears start coming down her face.
She's upset.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very upset. Yeah. And then she's not going to talk to him. She's not going to talk to him.
He says, he goes, I'm sorry I wrote down so many of these, but, David, your act of chivalry didn't seem very popular.
Yes.
Like, wait, what's going on? And now he's Doug McClure, big time Doug McClure. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
I don't know. So they start moving. And I did like this. We're just getting used to seeing them trudge through the jungle. And I'm like, how long are we going to trudge through the jungle? But then Erik, poor guy who's leading the group, right? We're just watching him, and he comes through two big leaves, and all of a sudden, something grabs him, like bites him. And picks him up, and it
reminds me of the movie Prophecy, where the prophecy bear bites a guy and is flailing him around, but you can clearly tell that they put some money into the budget of this animatronic
body, but it doesn't look the scale is all wrong.
No,
it looks like, but what I love is he gets pulled up and he starts being pulled up, but remember, they're all chained together.
So
the Sagot goes over and cuts the chain off.
Like this has happened before, apparently.
Yeah. He cuts the chain off, so the guy's pulled up. But then another one of these things. We should describe these things. Like we were saying, it's like
street hoodlum Pumbaa. It is.
Yeah, but they're walking on two legs.
They are.
They're on two legs.
Yeah, they are. They have the head of a warthog with the mohawk, but then their body is back to baby fat Godzilla. It is like apparently the creatures down here all walk on 2 feet and they all have the same body but different heads. And these are our stalkers. These are the stalker from before stalking this group. But you know how animals, they kind of look through the bushes at you first before they apparently they get into a scuffle. Now it's a
big scuffle, and it starts with the guy is still in one of their mouths. So they're wrestling, and this thing that looks like sort of a human is dangling in one of its mouths, and they're pushing each other. And then the rest of the people are in a green, that's on a blue screen projected behind. And in the lower part of the screen it looks like something from the 1930s, right?
Yes. War of the World.
Everybody's ducked down going like, ooh.
Everybody and they're all trying so hard. They're like, everybody, there's two horrific monsters fighting to the death.
Yeah.
Can we see a picture? No. We don't want you to look. We want you to imagine in your mind these horrific monsters. It looked to me like it was amateur sumo wrestling.
Yes, Erik, you know what it looked like? It reminded me of, this would be something where you would order for like a company team building exercise. You're going to get in these big padded warthog costumes, and you're going to wrestle each other. So you're going to bounce off each other, right? And wrestle each other. You can't get
pushed out of the circle or you're out.
Right? Yeah, because they're pushing each other and the dirt's flying up, and they're
shots of their feet, their rubber Godzilla feet.
They're spending a lot of time. Like I said, they're trying to make this work, but it's all in bright light.
They got to make the most out of these
rubber. The horns are flipping like rubber. It's
but they're sharp.
And one of them One of them gets the other one. Yep, he gores the other one. Yeah,
blood.
Yeah, one of them gores.
There's
blood. It's red blood.
Yeah,
on there, and I will say this: it's red blood, and then there's. It sounds like he's farting when he's dying. It sounds like it's going like down. It sounds like farts.
Well, there's a lot of gas down there. It's a different environment. Maybe all these creatures suffer from like gastrointestinal problems. That's funny.
And of course, Doc wants to examine. Doc starts walking towards them, and David's like, "Oh, no. They'll." And
the other guy, the
annoying
survivor,
Sagots
walks away with the body, which we'll point out is when it's in its mouth. Picture like I don't know. Picture like a bear with a child in its mouth, right? That size. Yeah. But then when you see them fighting, you think that there's going to be miniature tanks coming by and they're going to step on them. So, like you said, the size is not quite.
The scale's off, and that's going to plague this movie throughout.
I loved it. I didn't even skip it on the second time. I was like, go monsters. Go, Pumbaa.
Erik, you're going to laugh. I didn't skip it on the second time either. I didn't skip it on my second watch through.
Evil twin. He's fighting his evil twin. Oh my God. And the farting. Art, you nailed it. It's 100% Pumbaa. Yeah. When I farted. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then, so they get up there. And of course, I just love this stuff. It's like, oh, David, that must be the city of the Mayhas. Because we haven't said yet, actually. David and Doc have learned from the other people in the group. One of them, as I said, who's annoyingly called Gawk is his name. They learned that they're being taken to be slaves of the Mayhas, whoever that is.
Yes.
We don't know yet.
And you see the beautiful blue screen city.
Yes.
And this is a city, right? It is not let's point out, it looks like some kind of maybe castle.
Mayan city or something.
So
right?
not primeval. It's not huts or anything. It is constructed.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the sort of, if the Maya built if the Mayans or Maya built, Mayans built a castle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just, what'd you say his name is? What is it? Gawk?
Which one? Gawk.
Because Gawk needs an adjective. Like, he's Gawk, the stupid one.
Gawk.
He's Gawk, the kinky one. He's Gawk, the nasty one. Yeah.
And of course, still he's getting the cold shoulder from everybody. David, Doug McClure, and I love this line, Erik. You might have wrote this down too. Doc says to David, yes, we certainly seem to have blighted our copybook.
We certainly seem to have blighted our copybook. Yep.
Yes.
And he also says, they're so excitable, like all foreigners.
Yes.
I just like, did he meet a bunch of like Swiss Germans or something? Like, they're so excitable.
Now, what I have noticed, Erik, throughout here, and we're going to see it a little bit more as this goes on, you may have noticed it too, is that they're being driven by these Sagots and, like I said, being whipped and prodded. And it's like a horrible thing if you really think. It's like Apocalypto had a scene like this where they marched everybody through and I did start to wonder if Mel Gibson saw this movie.
Somebody saw this movie, Art. Right. Some director saw it, and I know who it is.
So what I do notice sometimes now and then, Erik, is that some of the extras are chuckling a little bit. Did you notice as you were watching it? Yeah. Some of the extras will let a smile go as these Sagots are pushing them. There's one later that's really prominent that I noticed.
But the Sagots for most part are wearing like skirt type of things. They could just start kicking them in the nuts. They're going to go down pretty quick.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Well, we are starting to notice, I think this is part of the movie knows this, is the idea of like, oh, there are all these people, but the Sagots are small. Why the Sagots wield so much power?
Yes.
Because we know the Mayhas, how do they pronounce it? The Mayhas? The Mayha are really, really powerful, they said.
Oh,
they've been built up. They've been built up about the Mayhas.
Oh, yes, yes.
Now we're going to start to go into the Mayha city here. And so,
but somebody's missing.
Somebody's missing. Dia's gone.
Dia's gone. I was so upset, Art, because there's my girl, right? There's the one who lives in my dreams throughout my middle school years, haunting me. with her consistent eye makeup, and straight hair, always something holding it in place. Haunting my dreams. What's 7 minutes of her, and then she's gone.
Yeah.
She and the sly one are gone.
Are missing.
And
how did they do that? They were chained up to everybody else.
Right.
How did they?
He's the sly one. Have you not been paying any attention? Oh my God. That they don't call him a sly one because he's good at accounting. He's sly, man. He got out of those chains, dude.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, once they go down into this tunnel, Eric, there's some good shots down here with them going through the tunnel with the fire and the torches and I did actually like some of the shots down here. I was like, oh, there's some good cinematography and stuff there.
The firewall, I called it a fire waterfall, like a lava waterfall.
You called it a fire curtain.
The fire curtain.
Look at that.
Yes.
Astonishing.
And it's operated somehow by somewhere else. So it's got a drawbridge made out of stone, right?
Yeah.
And then the big lava waterfall. And then they do their, and then it stops. And then the two, like a drawbridge divided,
comes down from the sides.
And you can cross it without burning your feet completely off.
And Eric, I have in my notes here too. Also, it's dripping still as they're going through. There's still little drips coming from the ceiling that would basically torch your entire body if it was lava. So it's like a lava curtain wall that they have to pass through here. And then we get a little break. They sit them all down against the wall, and suddenly the Sagots, all of them are gone. And that gives Gawk a chance to explain to Doug McClure what's going on. Why they're all giving him the cold shoulder.
Gawk, the bearded one. You know, he looks like he's Nostradamus. That's who he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what's the deal? What's the deal?
Gawk explains that because Doug McClure stood up for Dia and knocked the sly one down in that little moment, he was supposed to then claim her immediately, which I don't know what that meant. The way it was said, I was almost like, was he supposed to right there bed her? Like, I think, or kiss her? I don't know.
Got to make an
he was
exclamation. He's got to be, it's a mating ritual where he's got to make an exclamation. But he didn't.
He didn't. He just basically did it and then let her, he didn't do anything after that.
She was so pissed,
and so
she left the movie. She just left the movie.
So basically, everybody interpreted that. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Because he did that, she is now his. But if he doesn't do anything about it, she cannot be with any other man for the rest of her life.
No man can take her as a mate, Art.
Yes.
A lot of dominance down here.
So that's why she was so upset. And that's why everybody was like, oh, man, you're like...
But there's also a buildup of she's also hiding. Like she's hiding from Jubal, the ugly one.
Jubal, the ugly one. So did Jubal defend her honor before, or he just wants her? I don't know.
I think Jubal, who we probably get to see later, hooray.
Oh.
He must have won, and now she's hiding.
But she doesn't want to be with Jubal.
Who would want to be?
So she ran away.
Oh my God.
So Doug McClure's learning a lot about this culture in this little conversation.
Art, this is a movie called At the Earth's Core, and we're already learning so much about politics and mating rituals. I mean, this is
anthropology.
Oh yeah, exactly. Learning so much. Amazing.
And then Gawk's delivering this to Doug McClure with a kind of like, you asshole, you did this to her, you did. And then Doug McClure has this big acting moment where he's like, oh my God, I had no idea. And Gawk leans over. He's sort of like, it's okay. You couldn't have known. And as you just said, Eric, I was like, isn't this movie At the Earth's Core? Like, what am I?
They are.
Like,
this is like a serious drama right here.
Yeah.
You just are like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
But no fear, Eric, the Sagots come back. Like, they all come back at once. Because I'm like, what, they taking a water break? Like, what? They just left all the prisoners.
Water break.
But they left all the prisoners. Like,
they're all chained up, Art. They're not going anywhere.
They come in and they bring them into this big place where I get, it what reminds me of, Eric, is when you're in a prison movie and they're like, line up, you're gonna meet the warden, like, that type of a thing, like in Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
So I'm like, they line them all up, they're all chained up, but then they take the chains off them. They take the chains off them, and all the people are lined up.
Well, remember the city outside of the city? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're inside.
Yes.
We think, unless we're in the bowels of the city, because what we have here is caverns and lava
and caves, yeah.
And then this room. And to me, it looked like a bad amphitheater made from caves. So you got a big circle in the middle, and then it's surrounded by lava. And then there's
like around a ring around the side.
Yeah.
And then off sort of on one side, there's all sorts of rock outcroppings.
Yeah.
And they're starting to show us from a distance, which they should have stayed, that there's things on top of this rock.
Yes.
There's things on top of these rock outcroppings off on the other side of the arena here.
Yes.
And
they're the dreaded things that we've been hearing about, the evil thing.
The Mayhas.
This
is the Mayhas.
Get introduced. Yeah. And what a horrific creature it is. And you can see how they're controlling.
Oh my god!
What do you got there, Art? What do you got for the creature?
The Mayhas?
Yeah.
Well, the Mayhas are like a little like Gonzo from the Muppets, if I want to stay on my Muppets thing. Right? They're a little like Gonzo. They're kind of craggy. They're really craggy, and they have beaks. And
beaks like our first monster.
Yeah.
Can't close them. You can't close them.
Yeah, they work in and these ones turn their heads a little bit here and there. They turn their head. Yep. And they have eyes, like you said, that open and shut, which is going to be important.
Yeah, really good
that
looking.
Opening and shutting is going to be
almost like a shark size, a little bit.
And they have wings. They have these big wings that they expand. The other thing we saw before, that bird thing, didn't really have wings. These have a wingspan.
Yeah.
These look more in the realm towards the Godzilla Toho types, like those like Rodan, I think you put. Not really.
No. Well, apparently these things human size now. They're like bigger, like 8 feet tall, maybe. And like you said, they got the Iago head. Iago.
And I think does Abner, then the doctor, I think Doc says, does he say like those must be the Mayhas?
Yes, but he knows what they are.
Yes, he knows the creature that they are because he's seen fossils, but they're the size of an ordinary crow, the fossils.
And I think he called it, I didn't look it up, Art. So if you guys want to look it up, go ahead.
That line about the crow, that's directly out of the original book.
Really?
That line,
yes. They're called,
yes.
I think it's exactly, it's a Ramphonicus or something like that. I'm like, is that was that a?
I think it is, but here's the thing. In the original novel, these are reptile type creatures that the Mayhas, but they're more like, and there are illustrations from Edgar Rice Burroughs books from those. Yeah. But Eric, those creatures in his illustrations, you'll know this reference, are more like, remember Quetzalcoatl, that movie, the poster for that movie. Uh-huh. They're more of that mode of lizard reptile, like an evil sort of long neck dragon, more like a dragon type of a thing.
Yeah,
these Mayhas.
These Mayhas look like they've been watching a lot of TV and drinking beer because they're all like lumpy. Here's what they did, Art.
They all have bellies. They all have bellies.
They took the monster from the first scene. Like, shoot, we can't not use this. So they added wings. Apparently you can't put your arms down because they're always holding their wings up. And then they put these, it looks like if you went to a costume party and they put like feathers around your neck, but it has to be reptilian feathers. I guess that's where we get the crow.
Yeah.
But I just thought, oh my gosh, this costume walking down Essex Street on Halloween would be fantastic. But in a motion picture that was shown in the cinema, maybe not so much.
So what we learn here too is, so these things start turning and and they have a they have this weird
well, first it sounds like
sound.
this. You hear, and it's apparently a mental sound, like a psionic type of sound.
What we realize at this point is they have sort of a ability to telepathically communicate with people or hypnotize people.
Yeah.
So the Sagots, this is where we learn that's the deal. The Sagots are really controlled by these creatures because what happens is it will turn and its eye will go a greenish color and then it will blink. And when it blinks, they cut to a Sagot always. And it means the Sagot like got the communication.
Yeah, they freeze. But I will
and then they go into action.
Effect. What did you think of the eye effect?
Well, the eye looked okay. I like that color of the eye.
It was kind of swirly and milky,
Because in the story, in the novel, yes, there's this, they got to figure out it's telepathic and all that. So I'm like, they got to present this in the movie and make you understand it. And this is the way that they made you understand it. But the idea is all these prisoners are lined up and the Mayhas are looking down at them and are choosing them, I guess. And it's like telling the Sagots to separate them. So of course they separate all the hotties. All the hotties get taken out of line and put in one group over to the side.
I don't know if you noticed, I always try to defend myself because I have to be thorough while watching these films, Art, for you, for the listeners, for everybody. Okay? That's what I'm doing here. Okay, research. Good. They all of the women have the same exact chest size. All of them. Because I had to do some research, some measurements, just so you know.
I picture you with your remote pausing with like a visor over your head, Eric, and your glasses and a note.
Yep, I got one of those things, an app on my phone that measures. And I'm thinking the director was just like, no, yep, no.
The director's like the Mayha.
Oh.
He blinks his eyes. Whomp.
Yep.
In the casting session.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, that one. But we don't know why in this scene.
We don't know yet. We don't know why. So they separate the hotties all go in one little group. The Sagots, and then they take a couple of other people, which Doc is a part of.
Yeah.
So Doc gets taken and he gets put in a group, and then all the rest of the men are put in a big group. And
the men I will point out, the men are attractive as well.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Shot in the 70s, maybe, because most of them are sporting like a Bob Ross haircut.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks natural. It looks like they're like, we need only guys with curly hair. Can you come on in? Nope. Yep. Really? Right?
Yeah. And then we just immediately cut and we see that Doug's work and Doug McClure.
Oh yeah.
This is what you pay the money to see. Eric.
Oh yeah.
Shirt off.
He's got a
shirt off. Sweating.
Oh.
Sweating. Doug McClure's slaving in the lava pit.
Yeah. And it looks like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, except the adult version. They're all like, being whipped. And we don't know what they're doing. They're building walls to contain lava. What are they?
I don't know that. It looks like there's a lava stream or something, and it looks like they're building a wall to retain the lava from spilling over or something. It looks like pretty miserable working conditions, which you'd think.
Can we do
and meanwhile, the Sagots are all like,
I don't care about them right now. I want to know the science here. So there's lava.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking the movie Volcano, where they stop the lava with those road barriers. My first thought was, wow, we really honed in on how to make some solid cement. Because that lava can eat through continents, but it's going to stop.
Because how are they making, you're right, Eric. Now that I think about it, they have these stones that are perfectly carved, rectangular stones, where you're like, is somebody making those stones or chiseling them in that way, I guess? And
out of what?
Yeah.
Doesn't lava go through? I'm not a lava aficionado, but how are they stopping the flow of the lava?
I don't know. But this is the job that they're having.
This is the job.
And Doug McClure even says to one guy, he's trying to pick up 2 stones. Gawk is trying to pick up 2 stones, and Doug McClure's like, hey. We're only getting paid. We're getting paid by the hour.
He's like, take it easy, buddy. Lunch is coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, yeah, he goes like,
Gawk.
we got a long day. What are you new here? Like
He's Gawk the ambitious.
it's like, what are you trying to get a promotion or something?
Calm down, buddy. We're all working here.
So we cut and we see that Doc must have been taken in the group because I guess the Mayhas can detect what you're good at. So Doug McClure is good for cracking rocks, but Doc is interpreting and doing scrolls for the Mayha that like he's chiseling on. It's actually wet, I guess, wet cement type stuff, and
is going on. What
it's like I guess they have a written language,
they have a library.
Yes, yeah,
and
on stone,
Doc
not
knows
paper.
How to. He's reading it.
He's already got their. Yeah,
he's working. He's
like
the librarian. He's like writing shit down.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's where this, in the context of a movie, Eric, it's a little weirder than the book. The book has an element to it where in this world under the earth, time passes very differently than it does on Earth. I'm going to talk about it a little later. So the idea in the book is that they've possibly been there for a lot longer than you think. So the idea that Doc can read their language suddenly would make sense in the context of the book. But that's not ever brought up in the movie. I have to say, it's not ever brought up in the movie.
They only say they've been walking for 2 days at one point
by his watch. Yeah, but that is another element of the book that Doc points out in this movie is that there's no sunset because the sky is constantly lit by the magma core that's around the outside of this world.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing the book mentions, Eric, is that in this world there's no horizon. It's disorienting because there's no horizon. So it's these are little things in the book that they didn't quite put into this, obviously. But back to Doc.
Yes.
He mentions he's reading it, right? And he mentions that the Mayhas have a secret.
Yes, big secret. It's a huge secret, Art.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't figured out the secret yet. And he also says something like they have telepathy and the ability to control minds. And he goes, it's quite a combination for a bird.
Yeah.
The line.
So Doug McClure is like, how are we going to get out of here? Like he wants to know the escape plan. Yeah.
But that struck me as Peter Cushing. Was that in the book? Quite a combination for a bird. Was he like,
no, I don't
think to us going, this is pretty fucking stupid.
It could be.
Really, ridiculous choice for a monster.
So Doug McClure wants to escape and he gets his chance. He gets, He
does. He takes off.
He gets his chance.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of problems at his work site, and he takes off.
It's a rebellion. It's
a rebellion. It's a little mini rebellion.
Yeah, he hits one of the guys because he doesn't know the power of the Mayhas, so he's got a little more gumption. So he splits. Yeah,
but I could see that those Sagots are so annoying. I could see after a while you going like Jesus and grabbing one of their weapons and just.
It's like somebody in your work where you're like, Frank, will you shut the up? Oh my God, you're annoying.
Yeah. So he gets out. Yeah, he escapes and he gets down a side path. He can't get through the lava. No. He can't get through that lava curve.
No,
which is a good block point for these guys. But he then discovers like a very easily seen and just open side passage that he can go.
Yeah, well, I thought that was cool because the walls were glowing. I thought it was good, cheesy effects.
Well, Eric, I have in my notes here, this is when he goes down here, it reminds me sort of like an open world video game where you're playing like, and you can go, I could, like Tomb Raider. You're like, I can go down this passage. What's down here? Maybe another tomb. And you go through and you experience it. But in a movie, I think sometimes this is tricky because in a novel, when this guy, David, goes down this passage and he's going through the passage, you're in the character's head in a way. So you're experiencing the passage and the different crystals and the different things that he's seeing. But in a movie, this movie, it all kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of time with him going through this passage.
Yeah,
so
and he's marking the wall.
Yes,
Like,
which never comes back.
He's making
that
a big effort to mark the freaking wall.
It never comes back. He's got this chalk and he's like scraping it on the side. Where'd he get the chalk?
Well, they have chalk there for the kids.
Oh, that's
for
true.
the kids.
Yeah, so
for the little Maya kids.
So he's going through here and he finally finds his way out of here and he gets outside.
Yes.
But yeah, he sees.
But he meets Ra the surprising.
Yes. Well, he sees a campsite. He sees a campsite with some food on it. So he's like, oh, gonna go eat the food. And then this guy, Ra, comes up.
Nice hair.
And
nice hair.
They immediately start a fight.
Yeah.
These
Ra,
two. They
Ra
start
the
a
aggressive.
Fight. And this is where it looks like, it looks like a 50s Western adventure movie fight, right? Back and wrestling and tossing and
we need Doug McClure to fight. He's got to brawl. Yeah. If he doesn't brawl, it's no good.
Even in Humanoids in the Deep, Eric, you got to brawl.
Always brawling.
In that. Yeah. And they roll into a small little cave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll into a small little cave that is filled with vines that start to come to life. That I was looking so close to see if I could see strings.
Couldn't though, could you?
On those vines because I couldn't see them, but these vines rise up and start, and the vines are connected to like a Venus flytrap type of thing.
I have a different description of those.
I thought you might.
Did you think I might?
I thought you might. Yeah. Because what would you say when the mouth opens on them, Eric? What'd you say the general color is inside?
It's the way I would describe this creature, I guess, would be a radioactive octopus vagina.
Yes, that's a good one.
I was like, am I in a gynecologist's office? We are way too close into this thing.
Well, Eric, recently I watched Barbarella. Recently, right?
No.
Yeah, but like in Barbarella. That's what this would have been. Like it's like they would have just embraced that was what this is.
Yes.
It just reminded me of that.
That's these plants. However, they decided that this was their the way they were going to grow. I don't quite understand because they have a latch that opens like a
sideways,
a hobbit door. Yeah, and then you've got the giant vagina with what looks like a butthole in the middle, and it's glowing.
It's pulsing.
Yes, and it's got little teeth.
Yeah,
it's like it's the vagina of lore. You know, when you scare your kids, don't ever have sex because the vagina will eat you. You know what I mean?
And so Ra gets caught in the vines and it's pulling him towards there. And so Doug McClure could get out of there if he wanted to. He could escape.
He could,
but he doesn't.
No.
He decides to help Ra, and this is the other mechanism of the plan. I didn't. Did you get the feeling, Eric? So Doug McClure has to cut this fake vine. He cuts it with Ra's knife. Cutting the vine,
fake.
And as soon as he cuts the vine,
right? Yes,
it's like the plant dies.
What? It's like he cut the power cord for the plant. It just went, wah. You even hear him go, wah.
It would be like, because I wouldn't think like if I was being attacked by an octopus or a giant squid, if I just cut the one of its tentacles off, it'd die. Like, yes. I don't think.
I thought that and there was a few of them in there and they all seemed to just shut down. I'm thinking the director is like at a glass coffee table with a credit card and he's snorting Coke. He's like, what if we had like a plant, like an octopus, but it looks like a big vagina. I didn't. No. They just stopped. They just were like, okay, we're done. Because they need to survive it all.
I don't know, but they get outside and then they're bonding now. Ra and Doug McClure. It's almost like we're in an 80s action movie or something. It's like they're like, Ra, Doug, Mike, David, whatever their names are. They're exchanging their names and then suddenly this is what's weird about this movie too. Like in Planet of the Apes, the humans can't talk.
No, they can't.
Right? Those human natives,
No.
they can't talk. Here, I'm just always blown away because Ra hasn't spoken yet. And then when he says his name, he sort of like points to himself like he doesn't Ra. And Doug McClure is like, David. But then Ra starts talking and he speaks
Perfectly
perfect
normal.
English.
Perfectly normal. I think that Doug
perfect.
McClure forgot that he wasn't in The Land That Time Forgot, because that happens all the time. Doug, Hulu, Gulu.
Okay.
I was just going, why? We already established that they speak English. The same English.
Yeah, so
that's on the surface.
Yeah, so and this is the other thing. So Ra starts telling him, they start conversing, and Ra's telling him more about the Mayhas, and they're evil. He keeps punctuating his sentences with they are evil, the Mayhas. And they're so they're all knowing and all seeing, which we kind of get the feeling because we know already that they're telepathic. They can see things, but I don't know about all knowing. Like the power of the Mayha is a little,
I think there's a
little shaky.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype there.
I'm not quite sure.
I think they were like,
but there's also some times where they comes into play where they seem to know everything. And so I don't know.
I'm going to have to ask you this then, Art.
Yeah.
Is these creatures, the Iago Rodan creatures, they control the little pig guys, right?
Yep, the Sagots or whatever they are. Yeah,
they can also control them apparently outside of the fortress.
Yeah, I guess.
So they got a lot of bandwidth, right? They're like
that's what I
network
mean.
or something.
And so if you think about that, you can understand where Ra is trying to say to Doug McClure. He's trying to say, look, I know you mean well. Yeah. And Doug McClure says, well, what if you got all the tribes together and you guys all fought them? And Ra, I love it. He's like, he said, that is a good thought.
Yeah. Well, but no,
we can never
So we're thinking these things are almost impossible to kill.
And so then, Eric, this is where Ra's like, come on, I'll show you.
Yes.
And
I'm so terrified of these things.
They go back into the city. Now, I don't know where I heard it first, Eric. This was a long time ago. I heard somebody who was a filmmaker, one of these great filmmakers, talking, and they said, one of the things you want to avoid when you're making a movie or an adventure movie or an action movie or anything like that, they said, is you don't want to ever bring the audience back into the place you just escaped from. Because, like, make it that when you escape from that place, you're out of that place. Like, you don't want to then go right back in. And this is what they do. They're going to go back in. Now, I understand he's left Doc. He's left everybody there. So I understand that. But I'm like, okay. So they go back. We just saw Doug McClure walking through the caves. Now we're seeing the two of them walking through the same caves, right? Uh-huh. And I guess the idea is he goes, we're in the inner wall of the sanctum and
the
sanctum where so they climb up this thing and they have this overhead view of another amphitheater. This isn't the same amphitheater we saw earlier, is it?
It is.
It is. Oh, it is. Okay.
And I do want to point out this is very Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, because they're up on the top looking down, watching these incredibly evil birds.
The Mayhas. Now, I'm going to lay out to you just really quickly, Eric. In the novel, this is a scene in the novel. And here's what they watch in the novel. It's actually quite disturbing.
Oh.
They go up on this overlook and they look down, and it's an area like that. Only there's little islands and it's filled with water, like a liquid.
Uh-huh.
And there's little islands, and on each of these islands, there's some men, and there's men and women, like on each of these little islands.
Uh-huh.
And then the Mayha, I described to them before. They're sort of like lizardy, think more like dragons. One of them slides down into the water.
Ooh.
And it's like the alligator, like it's like you can see its eyes and its mouth. And it comes up to the island that this woman's on, and then you can see she's in a trance, and it backs up through the water, and she walks into the water little by little until it goes all the way up above her mouth, above her nose, above her eyes, and she disappears under the water. And then suddenly she pops out of the water and she's got one arm missing. And then she goes back under the water and she pops up again and the other arm is missing. And then it throws her up on the bank and her leg is missing. And then it pulls her in and eats her. And it goes through each of these islands. One of these Mayhas slide into the water, and then they sort of have their fill, I guess. And then there's no hypnotism. They just attack all the rest that are left and tear them to shreds in front of everybody. Now, doesn't that sound eerie, awesome, weird, and cool? Yeah. Now, let's talk about what this movie
I can
does,
imagine
Erik.
that this scene is going to be terrifying, Art. That sounds pretty terrifying. So what we got here then is they go back to the big cave to watch the monsters, and there's no little islands. There is a little lava going around, and standing there are the creatures, the Mayha, with their gaping maws and their Iago parrot heads and their wings that they can't put down, and their baby Godzilla feet, and they're standing there, and they're going, and everybody's getting possessed, and they're watching with terror. And then, just like you described, this horrific scene, the woman turns around, she gets on her knees, and then let's picture Peter Pan the musical. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. This thing steps off the balcony and doesn't use its wings and just kind of Peter Pan style floats down, grabs the woman, and they do this thing, and then apparently takes her away or eats her.
But Erik,
that's it.
Picks her up. Her arms are out and like the talons or whatever around her arms. And so picks her up, and you can tell that somebody's lifting the creature with a rope above, and this woman is flying. And it looks almost like, it's almost like a ride you would go on to in an amusement park where you're swinging underneath the Mayhas. Like if the Mayhas had their own attraction.
You stand there like it's a ski lift and you wait for them to grab you. It is so just weird, and these actors are screaming, and I thought off to the left are two guys with those big ropes going, oh Jesus, trying to pull the creatures, and then there's all of a sudden it's a free-for-all, and all the people and it's just swooping. It is the same effect that they used in The Land That Time Forgot, because this one guy gets picked up by a pterodactyl. Same way, pterodactyl's not flapping its wings, it's soaring in like a hang glider, picks the guy up, right? And he's in his mouth, flies away, and just like this movie, the little animatronic legs, and I thought, wow, they really referenced the first movie for these effects.
And like you said, then they cut into just a lot of quick cuts with the women going like, and the things coming, and you see the eyes and the talons, and they're trying to make it scary.
No blood.
And it's
no blood.
It's not scary. So it's tough because, like I said, I read the book after. And so I was like, oh, this is a pretty eerie and gross and scary. Actually, it was quite scary scene.
Yep.
And then this is what
you didn't think it was scary when they were soaring in. And if you listen to it again, I know you want to see the movie another time, but I was trying to think, what do these creatures sound like? And they sound like orca. They sound like orcas.
Oh,
yeah. They're like,
yeah.
And Doug McClure was really pissed off. Did you notice? He was so mad. He wanted to go down there and kick some ass. Right?
Yes. So then him and Ra are sort of talking. They mention the secret of the Mayhas again. The secret of the Mayhas. So there's some sort of secret of the Mayhas.
It's going to be a big reveal.
And,
but Art, wow. Here's another movie, Art, where I thought, wow, we'll speed through this. We'll talk about some of the cheesy. But he falls down and hurts his arm, and he has to. Why is this scene necessary? But he has to slowly make his way.
Erik, it is so long.
We're supposed to be terrified that they might wake up. And I didn't even, Erik, actually understand what he was moving towards at first. The first time I saw it, I guess there's another way out
that he's going toward. He sees but it's not quite clear in the shot that he's seeing another exit.
No, but
so I thought there was something maybe under one of these things that he was trying to get to. And I'm like, oh, he's fucking going to another cave.
But he has
and now we're going to
crawl up past him like he's a kid trying to sneak out of his bedroom. And the other guy, what's his name? Ra? Is it Ra?
Ra.
So Ra,
yeah.
did you notice Ra's attitude in this was almost like he was trying to get Doug McClure to sneak into the girls' locker room? He's like, go ahead.
Yes.
Like he was all
go. Yeah, like over there. So Ra takes off one way and Doug's got to go through this and he goes the thing and he gets outside. And
it's an ambush.
Ambush right away. So he gets outside and Ra and him get captured
by the Saga
right away. But like you said, Eric, so why didn't we just have him and Ra exit and they end up captured? I don't understand why. Yeah, they did that.
But here's where we get here's where we talk a little bit about George Lucas, Art.
Okay.
Because this next scene.
No, this is it.
This movie is filled with monsters. Okay.
Oh,
this is like Kong Skull Island. Okay. With absolutely no budget.
Yeah.
And
so we should say they capture the Sagots, capture David and Ra, and they're taking them into the arena again.
No, it's another one.
Again.
This is a different arena.
It's another one. Okay.
This is a sport arena now.
Sports arena or something. But you can probably tell from my confusion, everybody who's listening, there's a lot of arenas there's a lot of spaces that look similar in this movie. But basically, the Sagots take them in, and they've arranged all the prisoners to watch this.
Yeah,
they're all in. It's almost like they're in bleachers.
This is like ancient Greece. This is the Colosseum, except the Romans are the.
But I guess fixing the lava that's about to crash through isn't important right now.
No,
we're going to take all the prisoners to watch this, and Doc is watching, and he's like, David, and what I love, Eric. As soon as he says that, one of the Sagots is almost like, shut the fuck up, and like smacks poor Peter Cushing,
and he's all like
one of those whips. Yeah, but it's like immediate. Like he just
he does have a line not here, but he's like, these are starting to annoy me. Or he called one of them. He's like, oh, here comes annoying Annie. He was great. He was great. Yeah. But it's now going to be a monster brawl.
Yeah. Well. So they basically chain up Ra. Yeah. They chain up Ra to like a pylon.
Yep.
They chain Ra to a pylon.
They chain him.
Ra's a regular human. I want to remind everybody, he's a human being. Yeah. So, and Doug McClure is sort of out front, and then we realize, oh, this is going to be like a gladiatorial type of thing.
Yep.
And
they give him a weapon.
And then we hear something, Eric. We hear sounds from the other side of the arena.
Yes, and let's describe that, Art. There's a big metal gate, okay, and then rocks, and then a creature coming. Then the gate opens up, and out comes the Rancor. Right? And Luke Skywalker.
Eric, I don't think that's right. Luke
Skywalker has to fight it, and he breaks the stick, and it gets in his mouth, and then he has to run under it.
Eric, you're starting to win me over here on your conspiracy theory.
Oh, all right.
You're starting to win me over.
Okay, Grand Moff Tarkin is in this movie. There's something going on here, buddy.
So we should say this is worthy of breaking this down because we see the gate comes up and we see the shadow. We see this shadow.
Menacing shadow
of something. It's a menacing shadow. And it's on the other end. And then the mouth of it comes out into full light. Yes. And what I love is they cut to the crowd and Peter Cushing, the crowd all has to go like, like this thing, as soon as it hits the light, the mouth of this thing, it looks so.
What is it, Art?
It looks like the other creatures in this movie have been so far, but they have to show the crowd and Peter Cushing going like oh my goodness, like as if they know it's not. They have to force us to think that this is, and it waddles out.
Yes. Why is that?
It is a baby hippopotamus.
Yes, Art. It is a mutant
It's like a
hippo lizard. Yes. And what movie did we see this same thing where they put an actor and put them on all fours and said, this is going to work? Do you know?
what movie? Have we watched it for this?
You've watched it.
No.
It's not a horror movie. The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah.
The ROUSSs. I thought this guy's working hard in this costume. And I had to watch it a few times just to watch the back leg lag. Because he stepped in the costume wrong. Poor guy. And the jaw.
So the baby hippo, it has a... It's like waddling around. Now they do this is what blows me away sometimes in movies. There's a couple of shots you probably noticed in there, Eric, where they do the right thing. It opens its mouth and they put a lot of gel or a lot of slime in there. And it made it look so much better when they do that, right? Like or they oiled up the front of it and it looked more like but then when it's just dry, oh God, Eric, stop it.
I'm not.
Stop it.
What? I'm listening.
Stop it.
I am listening to you. If this video playback, I'm sitting here nodding my head. I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening to you, Art.
See, we have telepathic like the Mayhas. We know what's going on. Yeah.
Is he or is he
but
not?
there are moments where I'm like, okay, some people on this know how they can fix this, or they know, but then they're like everything else in here, they're trying so hard with quick cuts, angles. They're showing you every angle of this thing that you possibly can.
Yes.
But when it reaches Doug McClure and Doug McClure is getting butted in his torso by a big rubber head, like it cracks me up. It's like, because
trying so hard. And Art, I want to point out that we have the Lost Museum Haunted Adventure. We have a creature called the Gorehound.
Yes, I thought of that.
Yes, it's a giant head operated by the person in the back. And in the dark, it's got glowing eyes. It's got savage teeth. I feel like the production value of that creature in the Lost Museum is 100 times better than what they did here. But all I could think of was there's two guys in the back with some kind of lever, and they're just
butting Doug McClure, right?
Monster headed to him.
Yeah, and they're hitting Doug McClure. And so he keeps getting butted by Eric. And my favorite shot is he falls sort of into the crowd, into the extras. And one of the women laughs. One of the women laughs when he falls into the crowd.
She's enjoying the activity. This is all they get. They're slaves.
That's true. Yeah. But I also she was kind of a good looking, attractive woman. And I'm like, how come why wasn't she chosen for
because they got to,
for the sacrifice.
They got to parcel it out. They're not going to pick every single.
And then Eric, it gets into so Ra's chained up and Ra's like, go behind the pillar. I was trying to figure out the plan here.
The plan apparently is he knows this creature so well. He's like, stab it behind the ear. I will point out that this thing has no visible ears. And if I was Doug McClure, I'd be like, what the you talking about? What ear?
Yeah, it looks like imagine like big, heavy rhinoceros skin or something, or a hippo.
Yeah.
And
no ears.
Doug McClure, then it's a mashup of shots of Doug McClure in front of a blue screen with the creature, the reverse shot of the big head looking at him. And Doug McClure has a spear.
Yeah.
And sometimes a spear, sometimes a cutoff spear.
No, he hasn't. The spear broke, Art. When he's attacking the Rancor, right, the spear breaks. And then he puts it in the creature's mouth. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's the same. What I want you to do is watch.
Eric, you're selling me. You're selling me.
Watch the Rancor scene. Everybody, George Lucas, watch this movie. He's like, Peter Cushing, you were great. I'm going to put your Grand Moff Tarkin. And by the way, tell me more about that scene with the monster in that's what happened, buddy.
Because he gets around to the side of it and he puts the thing into the side of the ear. And the way, Eric, it couldn't have gone in more than 3 inches, the point of this thing. Like, I don't think even, it looked like it barely penetrated the skin. of this thing, and that was enough to kill it.
It's its weak spot.
This big creature.
Okay, it's Smaug. It's got the little chink in the armor.
And let's say this thing makes a meal out of its death.
Oh yes, this guy was like, I'm gonna go out with an Oscar. I mean, pawing at, trying to get it out of its ear,
stumbling to the side. It's weak. It's like it's acting like it's King Kong or something, or Godzilla. Like it's acting like it has that kind of a role.
Yes.
Where we got to watch it.
And Art, we're pointing out that in this cheesy, I think they're called Z films, not even B movies, they're Z movies, that we're complimenting the actor's death scene when he was the mutant baby hippo. So we're like, bravo, dude.
But the punchline of the death scene, Eric, is when he finally dies, he just flops to the side and turns over as if you would turn over like if you had a figurine of a hippo,
yes.
right? He kind of just, he turns over aside, all the legs kind of just go up, and it's...
Yeah, and I was so hoping it would do a leg twitch. I think it could have really sold it if he had just gone...
That could have! Yeah!
You know, they could have just added that. Bravo, Oscar for you, buddy.
And then Ra just breaks the chains.
Yep.
He just goes... And he takes a chain off, but the Mayhas have been watching all this, I guess.
They are pissed off, buddy.
And a Mayha comes for Ra, but he's not having it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Ra takes the chain, wraps it around the Mayha's neck.
With a chain?
And with the chain.
So Ra...
And then strangles
to
it.
death.
Strangled.
Yes, Ra...
In an extended strangling, I should say. This goes on for a lot.
You know, if that creature had a tongue, which it did, you'd see the tongue stick out. And you know what? If you put Ra in a sexy two-piece, what scene are we talking about here, Art? What are we talking about here? That's right, buddy. We are talking about Princess Leia strangling Jabba the Hutt. It's right there, buddy.
I think you're on to something.
I know what's going on, George Lucas.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I know that's all I can see. I started to get attracted to Ra.
I'm going to be joining you in the basement with my tinfoil hat.
I was like I took Ra, I looked him up on IMDb. I started drawing out.
You have the board with the red string. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, he strangles the Mayha, and then
Rebellion
starts, and Peter Cushing hits one of the Mayhars with his umbrella.
Yep. Now these are the creatures that we were told are unbelievably evil and powerful.
The Mayhars.
And you're whacking them on the head with an umbrella.
No, the Sagoths.
Oh, the Sagoth, right. But this Mayha got killed with a frickin' chain.
Oh,
what happened to the hypnotizing? They can't hypnotize when they're filled with anxiety?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
there's a bunch of them there. There's a bunch of them there.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah,
but they're not doing anything. They're like, oh, geez, look what happened to Ted. He just got strangled. Oh my God.
So the rebellion, they're all heading out, and great Peter Cushing line. I know. Do you know it? I'll say it. Doug McClure's in the front, and he says, "Come on, stay up with me." And he says, "I have a firm grip on your trousers, David."
Art, you read the book?
I don't think that's in the book. Yeah, I don't remember it being in the book, but I read it kind of fast.
I would love to have this guy as an uncle or a grandfather.
Yeah. And then I was a little confused as to what was going on here, because the Mayhas start their eye twitch thing. And they're controlling the Sagoths, these little guys. Yes. But what are they having them do? Are they having them stand down, or are they having them? I don't.
Here's the only thing I could picture is they're stopping them from getting killed from the lava. So because the lava wall came back up, so the trying to break.
Some of the people don't get out.
No, they don't get out because of the lava wall.
Yeah,
it's the only way out. So the Maya are. Is it the Maya? What do we call them? The Mayhar, not the Maya. The Mayhar are trying to not kill off the little pig people, so they have them stop moving. I know you really were confused about that, but I helped you. And here's we're talking about. There's a big secret. Right? So we got Doc is leading him. He's like, I've discovered a little hidey hole. Look at this. Secret. Here it is. The secret reveal. It's a
lava room with a big white egg type thing, and then
It's a-
lots of little
yeah.
eggs around it.
They're actually doing a giant pottery class. It's like, that's what it looked like. I'm like, oh my God, they're secretly making pottery.
So did you think the idea is this is where the Mayhas reproduce? Those are like little eggs around there, and this is the part, because in the book, the Mayhas secret is revealed to be that they, through some sort of chemistry in this inner sanctum, the Mayhas are all female. So there are no male Mayhas, but they can reproduce in the way that sort of some species reproduce without males. You know, they just sort of reproduce
With a ceramic
and that's
egg?
the but that's the secret. That's the secret. In this movie, I don't think they really explain what this is.
Here's what you see, Art, is that you see some contraptions everywhere, and in the middle is a giant, what looks like an homage to Alien, the movie, ceramic egg with the top has a little bubbling lava or something on the top of it.
In it,
and it
yeah.
doesn't make any sense. That it's almost like you want to look at the camera and go, here's the secret. Look, right? Everybody get it?
I think what they should have done was shown like a little Mayha being born out of one of these eggs,
we didn't
right?
see
Or
that,
something.
no.
They didn't see that.
Because
Yeah.
budget.
So
They're like, no, the audience will get it. We show them this pottery class. They'll get it. They'll get it.
And so they escape again. So then they leave.
Yes. And
They go through they're going through the tunnels again. We're in these tunnels again. This is a problem with this movie.
Yeah. They got to show that set, Art. They got to show this.
Yeah. We're in these tunnels again, and they escape. It just so happens that where they come out, it just so happens that Hooja, the sly one, and Dia are right there at the exit where they come out.
And how long has Carolyn been gone?
I don't know.
Of the movie. She was there for 7 minutes.
Yep.
And she's gone from the movie. And they're like, all right, let's get Ms. Monroe back. We need some sexy back. So there she is.
But right there, like
how much time has passed? We don't know. Is she pregnant?
Yeah.
Are they married? What's going on here? And what about the guy, the ugly one?
Did they go anywhere? Did they escape and they just hung out outside the walls of the Mayhas city? But they're not alone.
All right, come on, buddy. I need you. Art.
No, this is.
I need you to tell me about this climactic monster, this amazing creature.
When you have a garden, right?
Yeah.
And you get those ceramic frogs that you put in the garden, and then you hooked up a flamethrower to that ceramic garden frog, right? Is that sort of what this is? It's a frog, and it spits liquid fire like out at them.
Oh no, I think you hit it right. It doesn't spit the fire. It opens its mouth, and you could see a flamethrower tube, and it is this creature's job is to basically charbroil its victims from a great distance and then eat them, right? It is shooting flamethrower flames out of its...
Yeah, up at... So Hooja, the sly one, and Dia are up on sort of a little rock outcropping, and this thing is shooting this fire up at them.
Oh, everything's catching on fire? It's actual fire there.
Oh yeah, no, this is a flamethrower. I think you're right. This is they're shooting like a flamethrower.
This deadly creature,
and
frog, garden frog, is attacking them.
And also the reverse shots are really weird. The frog doesn't seem to be in the same place or on the same set as the different reverse shots either.
The frog's a little distance away because it maybe doesn't have the ability to kill its victims close up, so it's got to fry him first, and then.
So Doug McClure is going to go up and save them, Eric.
Sort of. He tries.
He grabs a rock,
and
he throws the rock, and it doesn't actually kind of come anywhere near.
He's trying, man.
The frog.
He's trying.
Yeah, because I always think about what you say is like, throw that rock to the people from offstage, but don't hit the frog because we
need
spent a lot of money building that frog. So,
Art, here's the thing you've never said, I don't think, ever on the podcasts. So this is what I guess we refer to as an ex machina. Is that right? Right?
Well, it would be a Deus Ex Machina in a way, yeah.
So that means somebody saves you, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So they get saved.
They get saved because Doc knows how to construct weapons from everyday items that are just around. And he put that together fast.
Super fast.
We should say an arrow comes out of nowhere, hits this frog
several times.
And the frog falls from the cliff.
It doesn't even do that. It gets hit. And when you see the arrows hit it, there was probably some effect that they forgot about because the close-up of the creature's body is now like day glow, like it's got, like we're back to mini golf. And I thought, what? And then it looks like it gets yanked backward.
Yeah, sideways, sort of. Yeah.
Motionless body.
Yeah, it's not like its legs go crazy or anything like that.
Here's the problem with a creature that's filled with
the baby hippo had a much better death performance than this.
Yeah, well, this one, filled with gasoline, it has no choice. That's why it's got the defense mechanism is a disadvantage because if you trip, you explode, apparently. This thing just exploded.
Yes. Falls down. It's almost like when you watch like a 60s, 70s era TV show, Eric, and the car falls off the cliff and then it suddenly blows up at the bottom of the cliff after it falls.
The bottom, boom. And I thought this movie is off the rails with its monsters.
Yes.
You got vagina octopus, you got flamethrower frogs. It's amazing.
So did remind me, did Hooja take off in this moment? Did Hooja's gone now?
Hooja the sly one?
He took off. Yeah, Hooja the sly one, I think, took off. Yeah.
This character development's getting lost in you. He's sly, dude.
He is sly. He took off. Yeah.
He's gone.
Hooja the sly.
I will point out that Peter Cushing, right?
Yeah.
When you see him shooting the arrows, it looks like he knows what the hell he's doing. He pulls it up to, he's like,
oh yeah.
You think that
we should say he's crafted a bow and arrow out of like some reeds that are next to them. And then he tells Doug McClure, and the cord from my spectacles.
Yes. Like, he goes, I guess brains really saves the day. And he goes, and a bit of brawn.
And, but we should say, Doug McClure is now with Dia. They're together, and she's still turning away from him.
A little bit.
These two have putting on an acting masterclass.
Oh my God.
He's reaching for her. She's turning her shoulder.
And who is directing the class? All right. It's Doc, because he actually is telling them, oh my God, Art, you just did it. This is like a Meisner session where they're trying to do a love scene.
Doc's the teacher.
Doc's the teacher, and he goes, be masterful, David.
And so then David pulls her back around and sits her down. And now
that's all he needed. And now they're in love. They're hooking up. They are and they get for each other, Art. All of a sudden, it just
the big smooch.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
She's just not used to seeing a guy with that kind of hair. It must be. She's like, oh, you're so pale.
And then she's like, Juba. Is it Juba the ugly?
Juba the ugly one.
Juba the ugly one is still after me. She's telling him. What I love, Eric, they cut from this scene directly to Jubal the ugly one. Like it's a hard cut to this guy with one eye going like, screaming at the camera.
Actually saying Dia, but it sounds like he's just going,
yeah.
And who does he remind you of, Art? I got one guy. Who's he remind you of? This guy looks like Bluto from the movie Popeye. He looks like that guy.
Yeah.
So that's what we got here. We got a big. I guess he's ugly, right?
And Peter Cushing wants to shoot him with the bow, and Doug McClure is like, "This is my fight." And he goes in. They have their fight, but Hooja's sneaking around. We see Hooja the sly one is sly.
That's right.
He's watching all this going on.
Good catching up. Yeah, sly guy.
And when Jubal comes at Doug McClure, am I right? Does Doug McClure get him in the nuts? Like the first hit? Is that in the nuts?
I believe he throws something at him. But this is picture a ring. This is a WWF wrestling match with these two with weapons. And the weapons, he's got what is that? It's like a Mad Max Thunderdome axe.
Yep. Yeah, with like lots of points sticking out.
Looks like it's from Beastmaster or something. But they're just
and I know you're laughing because Doc is now directing this fight too. He's also on the sides giving commentary. Never mind the Queensberry rules, David. That's what he says.
He does. And I love that what the ugly one throws the spear, sticks right next. It sticks right next. Oh my gosh. And this brawling and brawling, and he lands in a pile of like,
I thought it was like mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
You know, mushrooms with something they crack and all the all the dust goes up, right? He threw in a pile of the
giant one.
They're giant, but so there's all this mold spores or something popping up. That's what I think it was. And then it's very dramatic, Eric, because Doug McClure goes in and there's just all fog, and you don't know who's going to emerge.
Nope.
And Jubal first emerges, but he's got the weapon sticking out of him. His own spear. Yeah. So he's dead, and then our hero comes right out of the mist there,
and he gets the girl. And Art, why? God bless her, but in almost every movie except for maybe the James Bond, she is so helpless. She is just eye candy.
Well, James Bond, if you remember Spy Love Me, she's an assassin. She's flying a helicopter.
My God. She's evil. So another side of her I didn't know about.
She's good in that, in that movie.
So many sleepless nights. Art, so many sleepless nights. But she is just, this is so misogynistic. He's like, now you're my girl. You know, and she's just like,
Dia is yours. It's
and then all of a sudden we're in a what do you call that? It's not a montage, but all of a sudden
no, we're in the Ewoks celebrating that's later. That's later.
Oh no,
I jumped the gun. Well,
that's later. But see, Art, do you see Art?
I'm now on your wavelength, Eric. I'm now on your wavelength.
We're gonna do you know what that room, what is it, room 237? This is what we're doing for this. We're going to have a whole thing. Oh, you know what? No, while this always happens, I think she might time it on purpose, but my wife, Orsina, is here. So, Orsina.
Hi.
Oh, look, she's all excited. She's going off to rehearsal.
That's right.
What did you think about that movie? Did you ever see that movie with Doug McClure?
What movie is that?
At the Earth's Core, Peter Cushing.
I only saw the snippets of it while you were watching it.
It's not one of the movies we watched when we were, on a date night.
No, it wouldn't be.
But that woman reminds me of you, Caroline Monroe.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, maybe that's why we got married. Oh my God! But I just want to see if you.
I do recall that the special effects for its time was respectable.
Oh, really?
The creature going through that little cavern. And
Art has a question for you.
Okay.
What?
When do you? I'm sure you're going to ask her. When do you think it was filmed?
Well,
no, go ahead.
Like early 70s, late 60s.
Yeah. Well, mid 70s, 1976.
Yeah, I was saying that's one of the things we used to watch on Creature Double Feature, which was like a Saturday afternoon, monster movie extravaganza on the local television station.
Well, we're only 2 years away. We're only 2 years away from Star Wars.
2 years away.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, but Star Wars was revolutionary.
But Star Wars got all of its storyline from this.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, fine. She doesn't even know Star Wars. Room 237. That's what we're doing. A documentary on this. That's what we're doing.
So now, what are you talking about? So now we cut to
speech. And he's teaching them all. Apparently, they never made bow and arrow before.
Doc is teaching them how to shoot bow and arrows.
And they got a pumpkin,
it's like,
which inexplicably they're growing pumpkins down there. What the hell? They shoot the pumpkin, and that's it. That is the training.
So they lay out the plan of how. So they're gonna go. Remember, I told you earlier, Eric, that great director saying, "Once you're out, you don't go back in." They're going back in again.
They're going back in, yeah.
They're going to go back in. They lay out the plan that they're going back.
Yeah. Well, Art, I wasn't really listening too much to the plan because I was too busy watching Caroline Monroe.
Well, because her outfit changed.
And she is...
Her outfit has changed.
Yes.
And
she's the only sweaty person in the entire circle of people around the fire. It's like that movie we did, Waxwork. She is dripping.
It's extremely distracting. Yes.
Somebody was in charge of oiling her up. I swear to God.
So the plan is a bunch of them are going to head in and do like an assault on the place. But Doc and Ra are going to go head for the secret. I guess the white egg.
I love the way you're talking about this like it's important. No, here's the plan, Eric. There's no plan.
And what I love is that Hooja, the sly one, is still sneaking around. We see him peeking through the bushes. So the plan is to attack, but Doug McClure says to Dia, you can't come. That's no place for you.
Picture him talking to a 5-year-old kid. This is what it seemed like to me. He's like, no, you can't go, Dia. You have to stay here. And she's like, no. I mean, really? She's a princess. She's got to be ruling something.
So they're heading out, but Dia sees Hooja. And so she follows him. She sees him in the woods, and she sees he takes off. So he's heading for. So I want to ask you. I know this doesn't matter. What's Hooja? Why? Where is he going? Why is he following? What's Hooja's plan here? I don't know why he's going, but Dia's going to follow.
You really want answers to this kind? I can give you, a lot of answers to things. And this one is because he's a character in the movie. So he needs to be involved because we built him up. He's going back to somehow. He's pissed off. He's turned to the dark side.
But is he? I don't know exactly. Yeah. So
he turned to the dark side. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
Lucas.
That's true.
Wow. I had to really drill that one in with you.
I know. I should be. So they go into. They're all heading into the mountains again. But so the Mayhas now, Eric. We're going to cut to the Mayhas.
Please, can we cut?
They're in their cavern and they start to do their eye blinky thing to the Sagots. Yes. And so are we supposed to think the Mayhas understand that this attack is coming now and they're getting the Mayhas ready?
Here's what's happening is the Mayha know what's going on. And so they're controlling the Sagoth to shut it down.
How do the Mayha know what's going on? They're just all seeing. They know everything.
It's like the Force. Okay, here's this thing. It's like inside all of us is a power, right? And some people can control other people with that power, and some people don't know how to use it. And then some people learn that they have it. And then these guys are using it for evil and they end up getting shut down. I don't know where we've seen this before.
My thing is like the Mayhas know that the attack is coming that was planned outside the walls of the city, far off in the villages, but they don't know that Doug McClure is sneaking right under their feet in the
Yes, they do, Art, because when the plot needs it, then they know. And I just think if you picture the Mayha saying, now you and your friends will die. This is what's happening here. The Mayha have orchestrated, let them come. That's what's happening right now.
That's what they're doing. I agree. That is what they're doing.
There's a lot in this movie. Wow.
Now, so Ra and the Doc, Ra and Doc are heading to the area, and then Dia. How does Dia end up in there?
She goes to warn them that Ra, the sly one's in there, and she gets caught.
Yes. Because Hooja gets caught. Yes, Hooja gets caught.
Everybody, this is very important. If you've been following along with the story, it's so important that we freaking break.
Well, it's how Dia gets inside. We should know. This is how Dia gets inside.
Sweaty and inside. That's all we need to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dia and the Doc and Ra link up, right? And they get taken. Dia and the Doc get taken prisoner by the Sagots.
Yes, and they're brought right to the Emperor. I mean, they're brought right to the
which we're gonna see in a bit.
No, because there is an emperor here.
But now, so Ra has to go to the secret chamber because that's where the lava bridge
have to
is controlled.
Pull
from.
this lever. Yeah, and how they use telepathy. It's like an old cell phone to get them to lower it.
But he gets it. Ra's going to be a sacrifice here. He gets a knife in the back. He's fighting Sagots to get this done. It's kind of a good sequence in concept because he's trying to do all this. He lowers the drawbridge. He does get that done, but he gets stabbed in the back, and so he's crawling along the edge of the thing. And another Sagot that he's already killed, the Mayhas blink, and that guy comes back to life. It's almost like they resurrect him.
Well, I think he was down for the count.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Those guys, the Sagoth, they were real troopers.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, but what I was saying about the concept, I like this. They're both sort of crawling along the edge, and he's going to reach for some rope. But here's the problem, Eric, to break down this movie is like, they didn't establish for us that this rope before, like, this is what you need to pull to, I guess, destroy the eggs. Like, we just know that he's got to pull this rope, but we're not exactly sure what's going to happen.
Yes,
so
it's a problem with their defense system, Art. So they built this incredible fortress, and it's basically can destroy everything. However, this one thing, all you have to do is get in there. You pull the rope, everything's fucked. I don't know.
Yep. So
go ahead.
So, well, now we're Doc and Dia. We see what's become of them. They're standing in that circle with the Mayhas above them, just like we saw those people get killed before.
Yep.
And Doc says, "You cannot mesmerize me. I'm British."
Yep.
And then, Eric, the Mayha does his thing.
Yep.
And Peter Cushing's face, his eyes go cross-eyed. They go.
It's so funny. That's the one where the only one where he's just. I mean, the comedy clearly might be played for comedy,
and his eyes go cross-eyed. Yeah, and then Dia gets hypnotized as well.
And this is where they show close-ups of their eyeballs as many times as he says David. Always show.
Yeah,
always with the eyeball.
Yeah. And this, I will say, they focus on Dia here, and there's actually good shots. She's walking towards the Mayhas, and there's fire in front of her in the foreground, and I'm like, oh, they like filming this woman. But it's great. It's actually good. And then it's an overhead shot of her approaching the edge with all the fire, and I'm like, these are good for a different movie. Like these are good shots. Here as she's heading up, so we don't know.
Did
exactly
you point out that she's sweaty as well?
Yeah, she's pretty sweaty down that cavern.
Yeah.
And then
sorry, I was hypnotized for a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so
and David's here now. David's going to be coming in to save the day here
with the troops.
Right? With the troops, with everybody.
We want to point out that there's one. For some reason, we think it's the leader because it's white. It's a white albino kind of a leader.
Yes, they haven't really focused on it too much. It's like I think that's supposed to be the leader, but it's not like ever earlier in the movie they were like, "Oh, that must be the leader."
It never crosses its arms. Can't cross its arms. In fact,
no. It's like the albino.
Oh my god! It's a white. Has a white, pasty, sallow face. What's wrong? Now I'm really digging. I got a big old shovel right here.
Yeah. So the Mayhas start attacking.
Terrifying creatures, right? They're going to kick the ass of all of these, right?
Yeah.
Or not.
And it comes in, and this one is, I think when it flies in, I think the first one gets jacked in the nuts by a stick or something. I think whatever Doug McClure has, he jabs it up, and whoever was in that suit, that went right between his legs.
Probably.
Like I rewound it. You can watch it. It went right between his legs. So they kept that.
And they start shooting him with arrows.
They start shooting him with
easily.
Arrows, but not only that, Eric. These things are flying, and when they're hitting edges of things, the rubber's bending. It's it's almost comic. It is comical.
They took the
but-
people out of the costumes and like, okay, we're just going to
Correct.
drop it. And you just, the legs bending the wrong way. And then they
they're falling on the rocks.
Explode. They catch on fire.
Yeah, well, that was the next thing I was going to say. They start blowing them up. They're blowing them up. So I guess the Mayhas blow up when they get.
They probably have some of the same genetic code as the flamethrower frog.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, they start doing that, and so these things are blowing up. So we're just gonna have a lot of explosions. Actually, now there's a lot of explosions and things are gonna start happening as we're going.
And we got one tussle with the leader, and David easily takes him out, and that guy actually explodes.
Yeah, but I want to say when they start lighting stuff on fire, we've talked about this in other movies like back then. It looks good. There's a lot of stuff on fire. Fire's rooming the set. Extras are running through the fire.
Yeah, it is. I can imagine how hot that set was because they're always holding flaming torches, like big ass flaming torches in this thing.
And it's just like everything's on fire, and then they run by. It did make me think of like a haunted house or attraction. Out of a little cave pokes a creature. All of a sudden, it sort of pokes a creature out in the front.
Yep.
There,
it's one of those same hippo creatures apparently that they use.
Yeah. It poked out, and they're waiting for Ra, but they have to keep going. But we know Ra's. Yeah,
he's dead. But
Ra's not going to make
seeing
it.
That they're good people. Like we have to wait for Ra. It's too late. Everything's exploding, and then, that big buildup of the sly one.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
We don't nothing. Nobody cares. He gets taken out by a hippo.
He gets taken out by one of the hippos that pokes out of the cave. And then it's a big explosion. And I will say this, I couldn't tell. It was good. It came out of the cave. The explosion came out of the cave, and Doug McClure's in the foreground and he's ducking.
Yep.
But then afterwards they cut to it, the sort of aftermath. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't done with a blue screen. That was done, but it looked really real when that explosion happened and the fire came out of the cave towards Doug McClure. And I was like, whoa, they actually matched that. They did a really good job. But then they cut back and you were like, oh, it's obviously that I don't think they should have cut back.
I have to ask you then, in the book, did the whole temple explode and everything? Did the whole city?
Well, no. Here's the interesting thing about the book. The book is told with a frame narrative. So basically, the book starts with a guy is out in the prologue, is out in the Sahara, hunting. He's out in the Sahara and he's on safari. And he meets a guy. He meets David in the middle of the Sahara. And David's like, you have to help me. I have to get back. Like, you have to help me fix this contraption that I have because I need to get back. And so that's the prologue. And at the end of the prologue, the guy says, so I'm going to tell you now the story that this guy told me. You may not believe it or not. So, and then at the end of it, he fixes this thing. David shows him this contraption and it burrows. He gives him the stuff to fix it. And then the end of the story is back in the sort of the narrator going, and I went back and I never found him. And I went back to the Sahara. This guy's gone. I don't know if he was crazy. I can't remember exactly how that ended up. But it's told in this interesting frame narrative where you could think the guy he ran into in the desert was absolutely crazy telling him this story.
In this one, it's a miniature, but it looks good. The whole city explodes.
Everything blows up. A lot of explosions.
They get to the center of the city. They do the one thing, and it starts to explode from the center. And just as they escape, the whole thing explodes in a glorious explosion. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
no, I know.
Rebellion work. And now they're all going to celebrate. You got yeah. Jump, tickety die.
You're right. It cuts to a big celebration.
Not a
of
big
the people.
one. It's like 4 seconds.
No, it's small. 4 people.
No, I swear to God, it's a big celebration. And I went, what? Because it was like 4 seconds. They're like, yeah. I thought it was like the Matrix if they just didn't have the budget. Like they were all in Zion.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that then we're going to cut to Celebration.
Yeah.
Doc and David are up on a platform in their outfits that they came down there in that look perfectly preserved. Right? They look perfectly like they came here, as if they had a change of clothes or something.
I had to look at that again, Art, because I thought, yes, how did they leave what's going on here? So I looked, and close-ups, you can see dirt or sweat around the shirts. And I thought, did they leave their top clothes?
Well, the jacket, they didn't take their jackets with them. I know when they came out of the thing. But they're there. Good. But here's where your conspiracy comes in, Eric. Dia mounts the platform in a white outfit. The princess mounts the platform in a white outfit with the heroes who've saved the day to put a medal on them.
Yeah.
Right?
And the doesn't you look in the corner and the ghost of Ra is sitting there, right? And he's like, thumbs up. Does that not happen? No.
Those scenes, Eric, this is an aside, but I love those scenes with ghosts, at the end watching. Did you ever see the movie the Dewey Cox movie? It's the musician who do you call it? Plays the musician there.
It's a joke.
It's a parody. Yeah. It's a parody of musical biopics. But what I love about that one is at the end, he's singing the final song that sums up his career at like the Hall of Fame Awards or whatever. And he's singing the song, and then over to the side, there's these the people that have passed away are ghosts in the wings watching him. And then in the audience, while he's singing, his agent, who's old now, has a heart attack. And then he turns and looks in the wings, and the agent sort of steps in as a ghost, like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So now the agent is suddenly in the ghost gallery. But it's not just funny.
But we don't have any ghosts in this.
No, we don't. But she has an outfit that is basically very low cut on the hips and the sides.
The costumers.
It's a very memorable outfit for her.
Every movie she's in, the costumers are like, make sure you show her hips.
Eric, she's not going to be going with them. Doug McClure thought she was coming along.
He makes this big announcement. I want her to be my bride. You will serve me.
Yes, it's very... It's like, Doug McClure's gone very quickly from chivalrous to I'm adapting I like the way this culture works.
Up Earth. But she's my God, Oscar performance.
She's crying. It's emotional.
Oscar performance. Please.
She's got tears streaming down her face, and she's good for her. Good for her. She's going for it.
So in love, Art.
Yes. We've seen this relationship, Eric, really blossom. Yep. Now she's saying, I can't go to your world. And he wants her to see. He actually does a good job here too. He's like, I'd love for you to see everything that I want to see. But it's this little moment. But then, we're off. I thought.
But not before, Art. Princess Leia gives a necklace to Luke Skywalker.
I know.
She puts a freaking medal around him. Okay?
Yeah, like I said. But I thought the way this was going, Eric, was he was gonna stay, and Doc would take the iron mole back.
Yeah, he couldn't do that because he did that in the previous movie.
Yeah,
they couldn't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's how that one.
They wanted to, but they got stuck.
Right. But I thought that was how it was going to end. But no, they get into their Victorian thing, and I guess they fixed it.
Not only did they fix it, Art, but the nation of people got together and they built an exact replica of the scaffolding out of wood, and it was aiming in the same direction, which I thought would be.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Up? Would it go?
Yeah, because what are they doing? Well, yeah, how does it work?
We don't know, Art. The world is round. We don't know.
So they go off, but no, we're not done, Eric. We have a baffling one last scene. They go off, and immediately we cut to the White House. The White House,
yeah.
The presidential seal sort of is on the gates.
White House, yes.
There's two gates, but the gates are open.
Yes.
But there are two policemen that are dressed like English bobbies.
100%. English bobbies, yeah.
So I was
thinking,
my brain actually, Eric, was trying to process it in the moment. I was like, that's the White House.
Yes.
But these are English bobbies. Maybe I'm mistaking this for something in England that I should know. And then I looked at the gates. This is all going on in a split second. And behind them, you see the point of the iron mole coming up out of the ground with the thing spinning. And then the two English bobbies turn around like they're in a Benny Hill sketch. And they go, whoop, and they run back to it. And they're looking at it, and then they run back towards us.
Yes.
And the camera.
And instead of going directly to the White House, because, it's a blue screen, they take off, and the credits are rolling.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a cute little ending for the movie is the mole ends up on the D.C. lawn, I thought that was funny. I even looked up whether police officers had those outfits in America, and I don't think they had some similar, but not like that.
Well, what time period we're talking about?
Yeah, this is 18 something.
Yeah, so
that's
the
end of the movie. Oh my God, everyone! That's the end of the movie.
Yeah,
no.
At the Earth's core.
Yes.
And no sequel, but like you said, there's three movies that live together as sort of in the same spirit. This director had a long career. I tracked his IMDb, Eric. He directed television and television movies right up to like 2014.
Really?
This guy was.
Like what?
Yeah. Just like TV. He'd be on episodes of TV and some movies here and there and TV movies and things like that. Yeah. But he liked working. Him and Doug McClure, I guess, got along really well. And that's why he's in a couple of those movies.
I don't know why I have a fondness for Doug McClure. He's kind of like the actor where he is what he is. I just think it works and Peter Cushing works. But you tell me, you go. What would you think of this movie?
Peter Cushing, I will start with Peter Cushing. Mm-hmm. He is phenomenal in this movie. I think he is just an incredible performance. It's funny. Every time you see him, it's delightful. He keeps coming up with lines that are really, really funny. And he fits the era and the sensibility that these stories came out of. That sort of Victorian Jules Verne-ish, Edgar Rice Burroughs sort of era. So that's the highlight. Like he is the big highlight of this movie. Almost, I would say, worth it if you like Peter Cushing. See this movie because he's fun. If you only know him in certain other roles, check him out. Like this would be fun to see on a stage performance. Seeing somebody like this, I think it's a tour de force. It's really good. I think that as a story, script wise, it has a lot of pacing and weird issues that you have to get through with going through caves, going back through the caves, going into caves, and I will say the monsters, you just have to go with that, Eric, because if you don't, you will be like, what the hell is this? Because I don't even understand, like I said, this movie was being made. This is after Jaws. Like this is after The Exorcist. Like this is, but also you can make this stuff work still. Ray Harryhausen, the obviously made all those claymation, those models that would move, and even Clash of the Titans was doing this better with like Ray Harryhausen stuff. A few years later, it would look better than this. I did check out, like I told you, the one that was before this. Was it People That Time Forgot or
The Land That Time Forgot? The Land That Time Forgot. Its sequel, The People That Time Forgot.
Some of these effects, like the Triceratops and the things, they look better than the stuff that's in this movie, I have to say. It's not great. I don't want to oversell it for people, but it does. Would you agree it looks better than what's going on here?
Yes, because these are monsters in a sense. And in the other movie, they were dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs.
So you at least were like, oh, yeah, that's a pterodactyl, that's Allosaurus. But these guys, these are pro wrestlers in costumes. I don't know what the hell's going on with the idea of the creatures.
But the movie is in desperate need of some propulsion, some plot propulsion, something to keep moving us forward. And it doesn't really give us any of that. Like you said, the sly one with Dia, like they don't really develop that. It's just sort of put out there and the sly one's around, but there's never any confrontation and there's never any, like, we don't have something that keeps driving it. It's like, it's that thing, Eric, of then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. It's almost like a little kid telling you the story. Oh, he went here. Oh, and then they went there. Oh, and then they went there. But nothing's sort of woven together in sort of a thing that you're gonna move towards in a climax. It's not. So the movie suffers that way because a lot of times in this movie, I felt myself going like, what? Why? My God, we're in a cave again. Why are we going back here? And then the payoff, the set pieces they pay off because you're just like, oh my God, this is hilarious and fun to watch these people, these actors and the filmmakers, I will say, trying to make this work. They're aware of what's going on. So I would say that in the end, this is a real good example of a time period in our movie culture that is almost hard to describe, where you have movies like this and like Warlords of Atlantis and movies like that coming out before we hit Star Wars, Close Encounters, and we're off to the races in that direction. You know, this is the era of we're still in the 50s, 60s mode. But yet, a couple of years later, Creatures, Eric, we have The Thing. And so I don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty bonkers and gonzo stuff. If you're into that, you can check this out because you'll have fun like Eric and I do. If not, you're not going to have a lot of fun with this movie unless you're up for the weirdo creatures and the special effects.
I would recommend this to a specific group of people. So if you like those cheesy monster movies, you like Godzilla Rodan, you like movies like that, you maybe watch Creature Double Feature, or you just want some monster cheese in an adventure world, this would be that kind of movie. And if not, maybe this kind of movie is, you take a few gummies, you watch it with a couple friends, and you're like, oh my God, it's a frog with a flamethrower coming out of its mouth, man. Another reason to watch this movie is if you were emotionally traumatized by the mesmerizing beauty of Caroline Munro, because when she left the movie, my heart left the movie. And then when she came back, I was back. But the monsters are, it is a weird sci-fi. It takes just a weird turn, but it's just weird. Like, what would be down the center of the earth? So there's a lot of misses with this, but it's a Z, apparently not a B movie, but a Z movie. And this guy's known for it. And you said Warlords of Atlantis, same guy, same director.
Yep. No, I know.
Which I haven't seen. Might have to see it. So I would recommend this movie to those of you like, oh, that might be fun to see two warhorses fighting on two legs. Or
you're not prepared. I will say that to you. What you're imagining in your mind is not going to do it justice.
No.
What
you may be disappointed, but you can also go into this movie art with the mindset that you're watching Star Wars unfold in its primeval form. Do you understand me?
I will say, Eric, you've started to convert me during the course of this podcast.
It is a conspiracy.
You really have. It is. But oh shoot, we gotta come up with a rating. I'm sorry. I know that this week we were both busy and we didn't. We got to come up with a rating system. We've never been doing this podcast now for a while. Oh,
we have a rating system. We have a rating system.
Okay,
it's this one. I'm going to give it 5. We give it 5 out of 10 killer octopus for JJ's.
Oh, God.
I
I thought you were going to go with like duck head umbrellas.
no, I'm gonna no, Art. That's the only thing, because this movie sort of ropes you in with its tentacles, brings you close to
Yes.
the passion of the movie, but then
Yeah.
sputters out just before you want it to. So there you go.
All right, Eric. Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
it. We did it.
Yeah.
We went to the Earth's
We
core,
did.
Eric.
We
went,
spent a
went
lot
to
of
the
time
Earth's
there.
core.
Wow.
All
Thanks
right.
for that, Art.
So, well, thank you to everybody who's listening. Thanks for sitting in on the Midnight Cinema this week. So join us next week. We'll have an all new movie, but you can please subscribe to us at any of your favorite podcast apps. Rate and review us. That really helps us get the word out. You can visit us at midnightcinemapod.com, and please write to us at midnightcinemapod@gmail.com. Let us know anything you want to about the show. Let us know any movies you might want to hear Eric and I talk about. We always love to hear from people. So thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Eric, thank you. This has been great. You recommended this movie, and it has been a lot of fun talking with you about it.
Yes, I did, Art. Remember, you can't mesmerize me with your podcast. I'm British.
Oh!
Oh, go